kids get a brighter, healthier smile. Dr. Monica Madden at Beverly Hills Orthodontics is born and raised in L.A. and is also a mom herself, so she understands what kids need and ensures a comfortable and friendly experience for all. Your kid's smile will be in expert hands. Check them out today at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com or call 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. That's 877-753-8736, BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, Dan. Finish the set strong. I can't. I've really fallen off in the gym since I turned 40. I just can't push through like I used to.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T?
It happened to me when I turned 40. When you hit 40, your body has less testosterone. So I got Nugenix Total T, and it changed the game for me.
Nugenix? I've seen that on TV.
For over a decade, Nugenix has helped guys boost their testosterone levels, making it easier to trim up and stay lean.
Nugenix really changed things for you?
I'm lifting like I did in my 20s, and it's not just at the gym I feel better. It's at work and the bedroom.
I want to try Nugenix.
We're giving out complimentary bottles for people to try.
Text ACTIVE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ACTIVE to 321-321. That's ACTIVE to 321-321. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We said it with those guys before. Well, what a great day to be alive, huh? What
Unbelievable.
a great day to be alive. What an unbelievable weekend in Los Angeles. Ireland, you were there for some of the winning. I was there for some of the winning. So was Bergman. So was Laura. What a great time this weekend.
My friend Tom Sturgis has a saying, moment of happiness.
Yes.
And the way he defines it is, you're exactly where you want to be with the people you want to be with at the exact time it's happening. And when I'm sitting there calling a Laker game, which I consider to be like the ultimate professional privilege, with Michael, and I've got one eye on a TV and one eye on the court. Matter of fact, Brian, were you able to find the moment in the Laker game?
I did, yeah. I got it.
So, Mace, listen to this. The players... It was surreal. The players didn't know what to do. Here's what it sounded like in real time.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman just won Game 1 of the World Series for the Dodgers on a grand slam walk-off. Here is Anthony Davis. That's the cheer you hear in the building. There's nothing going on with our game. Freeman just hit a walk-off grand slam to win Game 1. Here is Durant to Tyus Jones. Two-pointer no good. Jones gets his own rebound. Booker's got it to Durant. Back to Jones for three. Good. The players don't know what's happening. The crowd is standing up going crazy over the Freddie Freeman grand slam. Look at the players, Michael. They don't know what's going on.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah, that is very,
it was
very cool.
surreal.
Yeah.
And I was so happy for the two of you. I just... For you, Greg,
yes,
you'll remember that until you die.
Oh, yeah. That is something that is never going to be lost on me at any point in my life. I was so excited when that happened. I was actually sitting with Laura while it happened, too. It was amazing. By the way,
did you get tickets? Are you saying? Did someone hook you up, or did you?
Yeah, so
okay.
I paid for tickets. I got there.
What a great decision.
Yeah, absolutely. It was totally worth it. Did you see what Bradley Beal did during the game?
No.
When that happened, there was a video that went around of Bradley Beal watching me. He was like, he started cursing, being like, Freddie just smacked the blank out of that. It was really, really cool.
Well, somebody got smart at crypto because when the players couldn't figure out why everyone was going crazy, and I'm sure somebody at the Lakers went, okay, we've got to kind of tie a ribbon around this. So they just put the home run on the Jumbotron sound up.
Yep.
And then everybody knew. Even the players knew. And so I don't know if that's the loudest Dodger Stadium's ever been, but I swear I could hear it from crypto.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
So I was sitting at the front. Actually, Laura, you're going to take off after this. So describe your experience of Friday night.
So I maneuvered my way to get in.
Good work there, lady.
I also paid for my ticket. Didn't cost me an arm and a leg. I don't even know. I still can't explain what happened. I just know I lost my voice for the entire weekend. It was so bad. But I looked, it was a point where I was like, man, we might have just lost this. And I was like, I have not lost a game since I've been at Dodger Stadium. and me going. So I'm like, I looked at Greg and we're looking, and I'm like praying, and I'm not like a big praying person, but I was like literally kind of down and was like, please let us just win. Please let us just win. And I'm praying, and all of a sudden it was like, poof, and we're like, ah! And I think we screamed for like a good 3 minutes. Everybody was gone. They were, celebrating. We're still screaming. And Greg's like, oh my, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was amazing.
The other cool thing about it was, John, to be there, nobody really left. Normally you see nobody really left after the Grand Slam. Yep. Everybody sort of hung out and milled around.
Well, where else would you rather be?
Right. I mean, it was like there was magic in that place.
Yep.
And although there were taillights, I did see taillights.
Oh, did you really see them? I wasn't even looking at that.
There were people that left. There were people that left, just like they did with the Gibson home run. There are people who claim they were there and actually were in their cars leaving.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people left when they got the run in the top of the 10th. And everybody said, okay, let's beat the traffic and get out of here.
We did see people that we were like commenting on that.
I mean, for to be Freeman, with everything he's been through, with his son at the beginning of the season, and then they have this great magical run, and he sprains his ankle in the last week of the regular season. And until that, he had only one extra base hit, and it had come earlier in that game. And, he had, I think
it was a triple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg, I think he had 9 singles before that, but basically he couldn't run.
Right.
And so now, for it to happen to him, I mean, come on. You can't write this stuff.
Yeah.
That was so great.
So I was sitting in the auxiliary box. I was sitting in the front row of the auxiliary box, and that's out in left field behind the foul pole, which, you know what? Sounds awful, but it's a totally good place to sit. My view was fine. I saw the whole thing. I was in the building, all that stuff. But there was a row of people in front of me who were big P1s to the station. So they figured out I was back there, and I ended up going up to their row and watching the game in their row because I wanted to be amongst fans and not amongst crusty media types. So thank you to the guys that I was watching with. They were Sean, Ronald, and Felix. Great guys, had a blast. They were like crazy. We all went crazy.
Yeah.
We all just went crazy.
It was really awesome. Did you see what Freddie Freeman did afterwards too? He
ran to his dad.
He went right up and headbutted his dad.
Yeah,
because his dad. He talked about it afterwards. His dad was the reason that he did everything.
Yep.
He's throwing him BP as a kid. If it wasn't for him, he would have been there. The whole thing was just magical in every sense. And did you see what they did with the Vince Scully stuff? Where they put it on top of each other.
It's unreal.
Joe Davis
is so smart.
He did. That was he like towed the line between copying and paying homage, and it was absolutely incredible.
Brian hit it.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Gibby, meet Freddie. Game 1 of the World Series.
Just so good.
And you got to love if they fire up out of L.A. before he even gets done rounding the bases.
The other thing is, have you seen the video of the same play with the Vince Scully call?
Last thing Vince Scully said when Gibson's home run. And by the way, they went to basically the same place in the pavilion.
Yep.
Right.
And they both happened at 8:37.
Yeah.
8:37.
Mm-hmm.
The parallels are just too much to overcome. It's amazing with the way that all this had happened. And against the Yankees, that's the thing, John. We saw a bottom of the 10th grand slam walk-off home run with 2 outs against the Yankees in the World Series. You don't see that ever again in your lifetime.
It's literally the first
time.
walk-off grand slam in the history of the World Series.
Yeah, if you send that to Hollywood, they say, make it a little less schmaltzy.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
come on, too on the nose.
Slam,
wait a minute, the hurt guy
10,
hits a
out.
grand slam? Come on.
Yeah,
That's
it was like
amazing.
Kobe's 60-point game. If you wrote it that way, they would say, no, this can't. I may have him score 40 points,
and
but
then
60's not realistic.
You saw the winning record, didn't you, John?
I don't know.
The winning of L.A. sports teams this weekend?
Oh, yeah, everybody won. I mean, USC, Kings, Lakers,
it goes
Dodgers.
Rams beat the Vikings, Kings beat the Sharks, Dodgers beat the Yankees in Game 1. Lakers beat the Suns. USC beat Rutgers. Dodgers beat the Yankees in Game 2. Lakers beat the Kings. Clippers beat the Nuggets. Kings beat Utah. Galaxy beats the Rapids in the MLS Cup playoffs. USC in basketball, men's basketball, beats Gonzaga. Chargers beat the Saints. Clippers beat the Warriors. LAFC advances in the playoffs with a win over Vancouver. All that stuff happened this weekend.
14-0.
14-0.
Greg, you know why it happened?
Why?
UCLA had a bye.
That's
right. UCLA would have screwed the whole thing up.
The best weekend for UCLA to have a bye ever.
Thank God.
You never know. They might have won. Just saying.
They won their last game.
Yeah, exactly.
They beat Rutgers.
Yeah. They look good, I hear.
Against Rutgers.
I hear. I was talking to somebody. My friend Rajiv was going to go from Game 1 of the World Series directly to USC, and he texted me the you could get in the front row for like $25 at the USC game, clearly. And at the end, he's like, I'm not wasting my time over there. I just saw the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to go to a USC game now.
Right. Why ruin it?
Yeah.
So I left the game and then walked all the way down to Sunset and Beaudry to get an Uber. And by the time I got back to my car here at LA Live, the Laker game was getting out. So it was
so you were right in the middle of everything.
Walked right into all of that. So they were excited about that. There was a whole bunch going on.
I was trying to get merch. And
I got a hat.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wanted the dad hat, and they were sold out. So the only thing I got was a beanie, World Series beanie. So
good.
Yeah.
Something.
All right. Laura, I know you got to go because you're going to do the Lakers game early on, right? A little bit later on. So, Laura, thank you very much. Coming up next for you, more on the World Series. Game 3 is tonight. Can the Dodgers put this thing into a stranglehold with a win tonight? Of course they can. Will they? That's the question. Mason in Ireland. Bergman is hanging out. Brian's here, Dodger fan. Also, Dodger, what was your Friday night like?
I was in here actually for USC football, and hearing Pete and Sean Cody, kind of describe the situation as it was going on. I was in the studio with DeAndre, watched it go down. It was amazing. I'll just leave it at that. It was amazing.
Cool. All right, we're all over it today. Dodgers-Yankees Game 3, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Time to talk to you about your Southern California Toyota dealers for as long as I can remember. Southern California Toyota dealers and the Lakers have been in business together over 50 years. That championship mindset means year after year, Toyota delivers quality, reliability, and simply the best vehicles on the road. And right now, brand new inventory is waiting for you. Choose from an amazing selection of cars, trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and EVs. Great deals waiting for you right now. All you got to do is see your Southern California Toyota dealers or visit Toyota.com. Toyota, we make it easy.
And before I head out of here, I just want to remind you guys to vote. Did you know that your zip code can determine your health? Some neighborhoods lack fresh food while others have weekly farmers markets. Some areas have plenty of doctors while others face long waits for basic care. Rising costs hit communities harder than others. Some struggle with monthly rent, others struggles with paying for medication. But your vote can change this. When you vote, you're not just filling out a ballot. You're fighting for better health access in your neighborhood. You're standing up against inflation that is pricing out families out of their homes. You're demanding affordable health care for all. Your zip code should not determine your health. Your vote should. Vote by mail, use a valid drop box, or visit a voting center in person. Remember, in this election, you're not just voting for candidates. You're voting for our health, the health of our families, and the health of our community. For more information, visit myvotemyhealth.org.
Thank you very much. Laura, Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the social...
Hey, football fans. There is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Kids, KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids. It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
So what, we get drunk. Hey! So what, we don't sleep.
We don't sleep.
We don't sleep.
We're just having fun.
We don't care who sees. This is my song. I should really know this.
You should know the words to your own song.
We are young.
Hey, you want to hear the least surprising breaking news of all time?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis has just been named the NBA Western Conference Player of the Week.
He's been unreal.
Shocking.
3 games. He leads the NBA in scoring, 34 points a game. He's shooting 57% from the field, 40% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. He's also averaging 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. He has hands down been the main reason the Lakers are 3-0, although you got to give LeBron a lot of credit for going on that fourth quarter heater on a Saturday night where he just took the game over in the 44-point fourth quarter. But it's a whole new ball game with them. They just look different.
Yeah. Describe what's the. I mean, I was at World Series games, so I didn't.
You
get
won't
a
see him
chance to
again
watch
tonight.
the games. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's weird, Mace, because so Game 3's tonight. Game 4 is going to be the first time tomorrow night. I'm going to be in Cleveland, and it's going to be the first time I can sit down and watch the World Series because games 1, 2, and 3 all went head-to-head with Laker games.
Right.
Game 5 will once again go head-to-head with a Laker game. I still feel my prediction of Lakers in 7 or Dodgers in 7. Your prediction of Dodgers in 6 is still the most likely outcome. Would you change your prediction if I let you?
Yeah, I'd say Dodgers in 5.
You think they're going to win one of these first 2?
I would revise to Dodgers in 5. I mean, my original pick was 6. I think it's 5. Bergman, you think it's still?
My original pick was 6. I'm sticking with 6. I don't.
See, Yankees are going to take 2 out of 3.
I think they do take 2 out of 3. I think they would take tonight and on Wednesday.
They really should have won Game 1, and
they
had their chances. And in Game 2, they just did. They ran out at the end on the comeback. But the games have been close. Obviously, they have to win tonight.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if they do, it's a real series.
So let me see. I got this stat. This is the stat that I'm sort of looking at right now, which is that in the history of the World Series, teams that have lost the first 2 games on the road in a 2-3-2 are 7-27. So that's about 80% of the time. The team that goes up 2-0 goes on to win the series.
If Shohei doesn't play again, does it matter?
He is playing.
If he doesn't, does it matter?
Sure. I mean, it absolutely matters if Shohei doesn't play. He's not
Yeah,
been very
he
good
hasn't
in the
done
series,
much
but
in these first 2 games, and they've won them both.
Yeah.
So I think they can win 2 without him, but we'll hopefully we won't need to find out.
So I saw in the first game he had a ball that was almost a home run. He ended up coming around to score anyway, but it was a double that he got a hold of. And then it was encouraging in Game 2 his last at bat when he walked, because the issue that he's been having is that he's swinging at pitches off the plate on the outside part of the plate too, and he didn't do that in that at bat. He was calm. It was against Clay Holmes, and he was calm. He just was waiting for the inside pitch that was in the strike zone, and that made me feel better about his at bats. But the first 3 were awful.
Yeah, the first 3 were terrible. And obviously, if you're just tuning in, because in the stadium on Saturday, when Shohei Ohtani had that stolen base, and clearly something was wrong with his shoulder. He was grabbing his elbow, but it was his shoulder that was the issue. And I'd heard Dr. Clapper a little bit earlier. It popped out, and he popped it back in. And they expect him to play tonight. Is the expectation, on track to play? Lineups are not out yet, but we think he's going to be in the lineup tonight.
So the Yankees lineup is out, and Jose Trevino is playing for Austin Wells at catcher, but that's the only change. They actually they changed Anthony Volpe and Anthony Rizzo. So they flip-flop so they can go left, right, left instead of left, left, right.
And they kept Judge where he is.
Kept everyone else where they are. Yes.
Yeah. They don't change. They don't have a magic lineup machine like we do. We have a magic lineup machine where Tommy Edman can bat anywhere from cleanup to ninth. That's the way the Dodgers roll based on who they're facing. And tonight, I know nothing about this pitcher. He's a right-hander named Clark Schmidt. I believe my insurance agent is named Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt is the starter. Virtually no at-bats for any Dodgers against Clark Schmidt. I think only 3 guys have hit against him.
Maybe, but all I know about him is that in the first, he's pitched twice in this postseason, and he has gone, I think, 3 2/3 both times, or 4 1/3 both times, given up only 2 runs both times. So he's not bad by any means, and I think he had something like a below 3 ERA for the entire season. So he's pretty good. It just depends on how he pitches against this lineup, who is just clicking for the most part.
So I have, just as an aside, I have had just the worst digestion this weekend. So
are you Cappy?
Let me just tell you. So I texted Juan, and I said, I'm having a terrible time, blah, blah, blah. He said, you ate like an 8-year-old on his birthday this weekend, and I really did. I ate so much.
That'll do it to you.
I was stress eating. I ate nothing but Dodger dogs on Friday night, ate nothing but helmet nachos on Saturday night. I stopped and picked up ice cream on both nights.
I literally would be in the hospital if I ate this
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm like, I never eat bad. This is like... But I have an excuse, but I did. And then yesterday we ordered pancakes first thing in the morning to be delivered. I had pancakes yesterday morning and then ate all day long.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, it sounds delicious, like an 8-year-old on his birthday. Exactly.
It's the World Series.
It's
Just
the
eat
World
whatever
Series.
you want.
Celebrate.
It's like a playoff beer.
Yeah.
It's playoff food.
Oh, this is a playoff beer.
Yeah.
Is this a playoff beer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to spin the wheel of questions coming up. I wanted to mention this one thing from Adam Schefter. He calls it the sports equinox today. We've got NFL football, World Series. We've got NBA.
Lakers.
We've got NHL. All going on at one time. This is like the next few days are like the only
Sports
time
heaven.
of the year that everything is going on at exactly the same time. Which is cool.
Yeah, it's the greatest month of the year
Yeah,
in terms of sports.
it's incredible.
Hey, I'll get the wheel.
Okay, cool.
All right.
John Ireland does the wheel coming up next. In the meantime, let me tell you about Sleeper. All right, so I was just planning on my Sleeper bet for tonight. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. There is now a better way to play daily fantasy. This is my official fantasy app. It's Sleeper. You name the game, World Series, NFL, NBA, pick a player, then take a shot at over, under. Sleeper is a killer app. Once you try it, you will never go back to the others. And right now, download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. They're going to triple the money up to $100. And here's what I got cooking. I got Aaron Judge over 1.5 strikeouts. Bam, he's automatic. I got Tommy Edman over half a hit. Basically, I need a hit out of Tommy Edman. Then I got Malik Neighbors over 69.5 yards. He is just a target machine for the New York Giants. So those are the 3 I put together, and a chance to win big again. Download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. You triple your money up to $100. It's the only daily fantasy sports app that I use. Do me a favor. Download the Sleeper app and thank me later. Sleeper. It's the better way to play daily fantasy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Cars hit, and you can get sweet deals on the last of the 24 Tellurides and win a sweet night experience.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com. And remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
families and the health of our community. Want to know more? Visit myvotemyhealth.org.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Matthew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Matthew brings that same style to USC fans with their first-ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days in style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismatthew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right. I just sent this to you guys, so you might need to take a look at it.
All right.
But over the weekend, yesterday, the Miami Heat revealed a statue of Dwayne Wade that they're going to put outside the Heat arena.
Yes.
And they had a big dedication ceremony.
Beautiful ceremony.
One problem. The statue looks nothing like Dwayne Wade. I'm not kidding. When you go look at it, it looks like an 80-year-old dude from
looks
Sanford and Son.
It looks like an old guy.
It's
right.
awful.
It is the worst rendition. It rivals that one of Cristiano Ronaldo at the airport. That looked nothing
so
like
bad.
that. So my question for you guys is, what should the Heat do now? Should they just leave it up as is? Should they take it down and go back to the drawing board and do one that looks more like him? Should they scrap it? What, Mace, you run the Miami Heat. You are Pat Riley, president of the Miami Heat. You have this ceremony, they reveal the statue, and the guy, for whatever reason, botched it. It does not look like Dwayne Wade. What do you do now?
Did you hear what Dwayne Wade said about the statue?
No.
I love this.
Like, that's crazy. I can't believe that. Who is that guy?
Who is that guy? Who is that guy?
He was polite.
Yeah. I would say there needs to be a redo here. You need to cut the head off of it and then make a different head that actually looks like Dwayne. Why are statues so inaccurate? How could the statue be so inaccurate?
The ones at Star Plaza all look pretty good.
They all look pretty good. I agree.
I don't know who they're getting to do those. I don't know if this guy did the Wade statue. But, I mean, everybody can have a bad day. He just missed it. Greg, what would you do?
I would get rid of it and do it and start over and find somebody else to do it. Like you said, the Kobe statue guy. Do that. Get that guy to do it.
Yeah.
Because this does not look
You can't leave it up, right?
No. You take it down. You get rid of it. You put a new statue up because he deserves a statue and one that actually looks like him.
Brian, would you get rid of it or would you keep it?
Who is that guy?
Who is that guy? Not him.
I'd get rid of it. Yeah, come on, you can't do Dwayne Wade like that, especially if he's saying that himself.
It's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, who actually signed off on it? Like, after it was done, who looked at it and said, yeah, they nailed it? Nobody could have said that.
Apparently, the Miami Heat had nothing to do with it. It was just the guy that made it was just terrible at it.
Well, the Miami Heat had to hire the guy, right? It obviously wasn't done internally.
Whatever.
This is going to be there forever. You can't leave it up like this.
No, you cannot.
Someone said it
but
looks like
one of the
Morpheus
problems
from
is,
the Matrix.
Yeah.
One of the problems is sometimes very high-profile people won't admit when they've screwed up. They'll never admit they're wrong. And remember the NBA one year came out with a new basketball.
Yeah, the new ball.
And David Stern, all the players complained about it. And David Stern said, shut up. They're paying us millions. That's the ball. Deal with it. We are not changing it ever. 3 months later, they changed it. It was just, they can't leave this up the way it is. They can't.
What would you do, Ireland?
I'd get rid of it now. I'd pull it today. And I would issue a statement, and I'd say, obviously we had a great ceremony recognizing the great Dwayne Wade. We're going to take another crack at the statue to get a more lifelike resemblance. It'll be revealed some point next year. And that's it. Then the story goes away.
Yeah, I think it is not even close. It's not even in the ballpark of Dwayne Wade. Actually, Momo's here. Hey, Momo, what's going on?
What's going on? So I actually have something for you on this.
Oh, okay, Momo. On the statue?
Yeah, apparently when they do it in clay, the way it looks in clay seems different than when you put the bronze over the top of it. Like they put the bronze over the top and then it kind of hardens and looks different afterwards.
Right.
And so I don't think anybody realized till kind of later when it looked like when they did the bronze. But yeah, I'm kind of with John on that. I think it
kind of doesn't resemble him at all.
Ramona, you have to take an L here, don't you? And just say, you know what, we're going to do this again and get it right.
it's the same guy who did the Kobe statues, though.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same guy. And like,
he just had a bad day.
I think it takes more than a day, though, right? I mean, that's what. See, what I don't understand is you don't. I mean, I know you have a date set and all that,
right?
But like, just take your time to get it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
Amrani and Oscar Leone were the two sculptors, and yeah, they're the ones that did the Kobe statue.
Dwayne said he actually had a pretty big hand in the pose and how it was going to look, and he saw his being done at the same time they were working on some of the Kobe statues. So that's why it's kind of surprising. Yeah. It's to me it's a bummer because, like, okay. I'm because I make everything about myself, like, apparently.
Yes.
Like,
so that's what we love about your
Yeah,
do it, Mama.
Like, there's a part of me that's like, Dwayne had a great relationship with the Heat, and then sort of towards the end, they had that weird year, and he came back and retired as the Heat, with the Heat. But he's a part owner in Utah, and so it's kind of a bummer for this thing to have any negativity attached to it, because I think Dwayne was really touched that they gave him a statue, that they were doing all this for him, and so to have something mar it, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I think about this. Okay, I did my show this year.
Yeah,
and people will come up, and this is how people go. They either come up to you and they go, "I loved Clip. That was great. I love it. It was really good," or they'll go, "Were you happy with how it came out?"
Yeah, right.
Which means I don't like it, but do you like it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like it's whatever their version of, I don't like the casting on the NBA guys, or you didn't do enough with this, or for whatever reason they didn't like it.
Right.
And I totally get it. It's absolutely fair. But there's like a part of me that's also like, do you know how much work goes into getting something done?
I'm sure, but there
I
it
know.
has to. I'm
I know.
results oriented.
I
It
know.
doesn't look like them.
Hey, Mason, scroll down to the bottom of that link I sent you and look at some of the memes that are coming in.
I know.
He is a
Oh, yeah.
Ken Norton Jr., right?
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union had a beautiful wedding,
Yeah,
and they
that
took
one's
one of their
great.
wedding pictures and put the statue head on Wade, and it looks like she's marrying a 90-year-old.
Yes.
Momo, how does this happen? How does the Heat not look at it and be like, we should not
Somebody
put this out.
should have-
Let's move to another statue.
I know. I'm with you. It's like, because I mean, it's the same way I felt about certain parts of my show. There was like a couple castings that I was like, no, like the whole way through, I was like, I don't know. But then you've already shot everything. You can't go back and redo it. Like, there's just certain points of no return.
Right.
And so you just kind of go, it doesn't matter that much. You minimize that part of it and
Sure.
emphasize other things. But with this, it's like they could just take their time. Like,
Right.
you could just change the date. You could just say, no, send it back.
In a related
know?
subject, you were at Dodger Stadium
Oh,
Friday
my
night
God.
for the game.
No, not Friday, Saturday.
Oh, you were there Saturday. You weren't.
So Friday night, I get tickets through the Baseball Writers of
Right,
America,
because
right?
you were like texting me and saying you might have extra
well,
tickets,
I
all
had
that
two
kind of stuff.
tickets for each game. And they're like the absolute worst seats in the park, right?
It's all
like
right.
Far up in the right field corner where the sun's in your eyes the first 5 innings. You're
Yeah.
like, just, but I don't care. It's the World Series.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes.
So I knew that there was a bunch of people had asked me, can you hook me up? And I was like, let me ask and see if they have extras, because they
Right.
only offered us 2. And I said, at the last minute, I got 2 extra for each game. And so I had offered to one of my friends, and she was like, yeah, I want to go, but the traffic on Friday. And
No,
And
there's
I
a
was-
lot of that.
I
A
know,
lot
there
of
was a
people
lot
have
of
that
people.
attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to give it to you if you're worried about the
Yeah,
traffic.
no.
Like, if you're a real fan, you just get over the traffic. You get there
Exactly.
early. So then I called Mason, and Mason was interested.
Yes.
But you already had tickets.
Already had tickets. Well,
Right?
I had a press credential,
Yeah.
and Juan didn't want to get into the traffic.
There it is. Okay. And so, and also I
Yes,
did say
it's totally
they're
true.
total nosebleeds. Like,
That's okay.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You're in the
Okay, so
building.
then I said,
my seat was nosebleeds.
yeah. And so then I said, well, if you don't want him, then I'm gonna call Greg, because I know he's a big fan. And Greg was like, I already have tickets.
Yep,
so I was
I
like,
think it's in
okay.
the reserves level.
So now I was like,
Who
down.
got him? Uncle Phil?
Actually, he got the Saturday night seats.
Okay.
Okay, so then I offered him to my neighbors. Daniel's really good friends with this one kid in our neighborhood named
Okay,
Mateo.
got it.
And his grandma and his aunt are like the biggest Dodger fans you've ever met. I'm
Okay.
like, I'm going to make their life right now. Like, they're crying. They got there at 11 o'clock in the morning. Like, they just got there so
Like, we're
early.
here, we're gonna get
yeah,
in when
we're
we
going.
want to.
Right.
And then Saturday, and then I kind of felt a twinge of regret when I had graciously offered those tickets to other people, because Saturday was a better day for me too.
Right.
And then I just missed like one of the most iconic, epic moments in Dodger
Yeah.
history. I mean, I watched it live
In
on
20
TV.
years, you'll say you were there.
No, I
Just
won't.
like
I'll tell the
everybody.
story that I was like,
Will you be
I
honest?
gave
A lot of the
away.
Gibson, like everybody I know was at the
Yeah,
Gibson
I
game.
know.
Everybody was at
I mean,
it.
look,
was at it.
I
Yeah, Jorge was
at
at it.
least I was
Exactly.
watching live, and my eldest son was awake and cheering
Oh, that's
and
cool.
happy to see it. Like my friend Mandy, she was like, "Oh, my kids were playing video games in the next room." I'm like, "Oh, you failed! You have failed as a mom. That is at a moment that your kids needed to watch live."
I'll tell you, you know what? It was an unbelievable weekend, and now we got Game 3. Where do you think this thing goes?
I mean, there's a part of me that just feels like the Yankees are going to get it together a little bit because they were not doing what the Dodgers. They were swinging for the fences the whole time.
Yes,
and the Dodgers were winning because they grinded. Like they even okay. Teo hit home runs and Freddie hit home runs, and those are the ones we're going to remember. But a lot of the other runs were because they were grinding, like Shohei, and then taking the extra base on the overthrow or the misplay at second, and then Mookie getting him home. Mookie, I think, has been grinding. He's been slapping the ball to right field.
Yeah.
And they're not just swinging out of their shoes. They're getting on base and putting pressure on the defense. The Yankees are just trying to hit the ball at the park every time.
So Ireland had a stat from a Jeff Passan article.
Okay.
He says the Dodgers have swung at 133 pitches in the first 2 games and missed 24 times.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
it. Missed 24 times out of 133
That's amazing.
swings. That's incredible.
Aaron Judge is like
He's
missing 60%.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Judge looks awful in
He
this
has like a
series.
47% miss rate. Swing and miss rate.
Swing
right
and
now.
miss
Yeah,
rate.
it's out of control how bad he's been.
He looks because I have not seen him in person.
Yep.
And so even though my seats were
monstrous.
so far up there, I could still he looks like a giant compared to Yamamoto. When he's holding the bat, it looks like a toothpick in his hand.
Yeah, but all it takes is one, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get a hold of one, and you're like, all right, now
Yeah,
he's Aaron Judge again.
And you know, it feels like everything's coming together right now. I mean, it was
know.
Yamamoto with a great game. It was Flaherty with a
know.
great game. It was hitting on all cylinders. I mean, there's so many. It just feels like we're the hot team. We're the team that's got it going on right now, and that's not always
And they're
the
grinding,
case.
though. You know, they had to how the heck is this team with all the injuries they've had to their starting pitching? How are they winning? How are they?
The pitching just flipped at the start of the playoffs.
And they also just went with this idea. I think because they lost their pitchers so early, they've actually been winning with bullpen games all year.
Yeah.
They've been winning with starters going 4 innings. If you get through 4 innings, that's fine.
But to get 6 out of Flaherty, 6 out of Yamamoto
Amazing.
is incredible.
Unbelievable. But now, tonight, with Walker Buehler, he needs to go 5. He has to go at least 5.
4 is fine.
I mean, 4 would be great. If he
Four
goes
is
4,
okay.
one run, whatever it happens to be. But if you want him to go at least 5, and you also don't want to see Blake Trinan at all tonight, I would not want to see him in any situation tonight.
I didn't think he pitched that badly. I just think he hit again 2 nights in a row. He's a little overworked right now, and he's going
So
against.
he needs the rest.
Yeah, he needs the rest.
So we've been playing with this idea of law of exposure. The more times you see somebody,
That's right.
the better. Okay, so listen to this. Trinan has seen Judge twice, Stanton twice, Jazz Chisholm twice, Anthony Rizzo twice, and Anthony Volpe twice.
Right.
And Soto twice. It was a mistake.
Oh, and Soto twice.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's the
he's
heart
all
of the
guys.
Yankee
He's
order.
seen the heart of the order twice, which means
Right.
I'd rather see Vesia. I'd rather see
Kopech.
Kopech. You got to change it up
Yeah,
a little bit
give him a
because
different
those
look.
guys now have seen Trinan, and Trinan's allowed 3 runs in his last 3 appearances.
He's allowed,
I think, right?
he's allowed an earned run in his last 3 appearances. So, yeah, he's 3 runs. But this is where you miss a guy like Evan Phillips,
know.
who
Sure.
could have gone
I was
right into
thinking
that.
that.
And especially with the sweeper that he has, he still
I
has that
know.
same kind of breaking pitch. It would have been perfect.
Although I will say, the Yankees that used to win World Series had Mariano Rivera, and he would throw every single game,
Yeah.
and no one could hit that cutter.
Yeah, it's
Like
just-
it didn't matter how many times
right.
he pitched.
But in the case of Trinan, the unbelievable
Yeah.
wipeout slider is not doing it right now.
Right, and you assume that the way that Dave Roberts has been going and how he wants to see different pitchers, see different guys, that you would not see Blake Trinan tonight. He's going to go somewhere else with Kopech.
We're gonna play a game. We're gonna play a game.
Hudson,
Would you
maybe?
rather see Daniel Hudson?
So no, but he
No.
hasn't pitched.
Would you rather see Brusdar Gratterall?
Possibly. Possibly.
Maybe. I don't hate Gratterall.
I don't either, but he hasn't pitched a lot.
He'll induce some ground balls for you.
Soft contact.
Yeah.
Bunch of soft
Bonda.
contact.
Bonda's,
High
by
leverage
the way,
role?
no, Bonda is in the same boat as. Let me get it here. Bonda's in the exact same boat as Trinan. Bonda has seen. Let's see. Chisholm twice, Rizzo twice, Volpe twice.
So 5, 6, 7.
Which means he hasn't seen Soto, Judge, and Stanton
Yeah.
yet. By the way, is Jazz Chisholm not the most annoying player out there?
Yeah, but if he was on your team, you would like him.
I know, but he's so annoying. And
He's
then
Patrick Beverly.
He had the stolen bases Friday night. He had 3 steals, I think,
bases
Friday
that
night.
game,
He's a nice player, but boy, he's annoying as hell.
No, not more than Machado.
Well, no,
Or Profar.
It's in the ballpark.
Tatis, all the
Hey,
Padre guys.
Ramona,
I don't
why
know.
do you think the J.J. Redick Lakers look so much better than the Darvin Ham Lakers after 3 games?
Just right at it, huh?
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to give you a really wonky answer, okay?
Okay.
J.J. Redick has, there was the scene of him like watching tape at the car wash or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah. Who captured that video?
I don't know. Somebody got it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
He's
great.
at the car wash
but-
watching film.
That's
Listen.
me, except I'm watching Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
So I really believe that they have scripted, and this is what one of the coaches was telling me. They have scripted parts of the game where Anthony Davis knows I'm getting the ball a bunch right now. Rui Hachimura knows this is my time to shine. Like there's no letting the flow in the game dictate when you're going to AD or when you're going to Rui. Like all of this is intentional. So everything JJ does is intentional, and he has this innate understanding that you can't just say we want Anthony Davis to take 6 threes a night or we want to play through AD. You actually have to make the offense do that. You have to script plays and coordinate the offense so that AD is involved.
Yeah, they run way
all
more
the time.
plays than they used to.
Anthony Davis to me has always been able to do that, but you just have to keep him involved. Like you can't go 7 minutes where you don't run stuff for him, and not just one play, but you have to run 4 in a row for him.
Yeah, I kind of love how LeBron lit up Rui the other night.
Yeah.
When LeBron was on a heater, he had made like 5 or 6 shots in a row, and Rui came down and took a contested 2-pointer.
Yep.
And LeBron in front of everybody just goes, "Hey, don't do that, blank." He goes, "I'm hot. You got to make me. You got to let me touch the ball." And LeBron's more engaged than he used to be.
Also,
that's a good
we
sign.
always used to talk about, who can play with LeBron, and you got to take pressure off LeBron to score. And you have to take some of the lift off of LeBron. And every year you'd say that in the offseason, and they'd go out and they'd sign a point guard or somebody else to do that, and then it would still end up being LeBron doing everything.
Right.
And it's actually not LeBron doing everything right now.
Right.
Like
right.
they have
AD's clearly been the best player.
AD
for
is
3
just
games.
and they're scheming for that. Like I keep coming back to that word intentional. Like everything is intentional. It's not just happening because the game dictated that. If it was in the flow of the game, they would take 80 out of the game. Like
Right.
the defense is trying to scheme against it, but JJ has already thought through the counters.
So
At the car wash,
Jovan Buha, who is 7th in our fantasy basketball league right now. I'm running
Where are you,
third.
Mace,
Third.
right now?
I'm in a
Excellent.
good start. Yeah.
All right.
So Jovan is reporting the Lakers might be interested in trading for Walker Kessler from the Jazz, who would be an unbelievable fit. What do you know about that, Momo?
So the Lakers definitely are looking at the backup big man market. So that's Walker Kessler, that's Valanciunas, that's Robert Williams III. That's those kind of guys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not the only team looking. I think Jackson Hayes has been pretty good so far this year.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Christian Wood yet, but so they don't have to be in a hurry with this. I think Walker Kessler is probably the best person they could go get based on how he would match up with Jokic or Gobert or any of the other bigs in the Western Conference, but it's going to cost. I mean, he was a
it's
first-round
gonna
pick
cost.
himself.
He was the 22nd overall pick.
Yeah.
2 years ago, and he's only 23 years
Yeah,
old.
he's young, and
averaging 9, 8, and 2.5 blocks a game.
So what would it cost? Would like a D'Angelo
At least a
Russell? Do you have to
first.
go give in a first?
I mean, at least.
He's
I mean, he
2
was a
firsts?
first himself.
He was a first, yeah.
So, I mean, and
Yeah,
he's young and cost-controlled.
I don't think they're going to trade Russell
No.
right away.
I don't either.
I
don't
think they're going to
either.
wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing. Hey, by the way, guys, I know we got to get to sports graffiti, but the Dodger lineup just came out.
Oh, okay.
Shohei is in it.
Okay.
So he's leading off. Both the one that Jack Harris sent out, this has to be a typo.
Okay.
The one
Probably not.
Jack Harris sent out and the one Bob Nightingale sent out has Jack Flaherty as the starter.
What?
It's got to be Walker Buehler, right?
No, yeah, no. What,
Didn't Dave
Oh,
say
yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
yeah.
look at Bob Greg. Look at both Jack Harris and Bob Nightingale's accounts.
They
That's a
both
mistake.
have Flaherty?
He
gotta
can't
be-
pitch on 2
Yeah,
days
that's
rest.
got to be a mistake, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100% it's
yeah.
a mistake.
That's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they do have Shohei in the lineup. It's
Shohei-
Shohei, Mookie Freeman, Teoscar, Muncy, Will Smith, Lux, Kike, Edmund. I love Edmund hitting ninth.
Yeah,
Edmund ninth is great. By the way,
Goes
Momo,
up and down.
Momo, when you got to you were there Saturday, right?
Saturday.
When Shohei stole that base and got hurt.
Oh my gosh!
It's the place
so
went
sad.
and it went so quiet.
Quiet. The whole rest of the game is like nobody hardly celebrated because there was this pall hanging over.
Right.
And I heard that there were people that were criticizing, like, why are you stealing up 4-1? Well, you saw why he's stealing
Keep
4-1.
scoring,
You
man.
almost blew the lead.
57 bases, stolen bases this year.
Yeah, you got to keep
Can't
scoring.
play scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
That can't be right.
Momo.
I'm gonna check. I want to look into this flare. You know what we were all
Well,
doing
no, the
this stands
Dodgers.
the rest of the time?
Dodgers just sent one from their account, and it's Bueller.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause Bill
So I think
Plunkett put it out
Nightingale
wrong,
and
too.
Harris, for some reason, got it wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right.
Come on, Bill.
Momo, I know you've had a long day. Are you going to go to well, no, I'm not even going to ask you about a game
What?
6.
Yeah. Well, if
May
there
not
is
be
one,
one.
if there is one,
May not be one.
I haven't asked for the extra tickets yet because I don't know if there is going to be a game 6.
Right.
You know.
All
But
right.
yeah, I am going home and I'm catching a red eye to Chicago tonight.
Oh yeah, who are you
Yeah.
covering?
Lonzo Ball.
Oh,
our
nice.
old friend.
Oh,
He's
love
back.
Lonzo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Good. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
made it back after a year, right?
2 years.
2 years?
2 years. The
Holy
guy had
heck.
like cartilage grafted
By
into
the way,
his knee
Momo,
and
they're going to have
stuff.
to trade one of those guards, right? They have Lonzo, Kobe White, and Zach
Giddey.
LaVine. Are they going to
And
keep
Giddey.
all three?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got to.
Giddey.
They're one of those guys getting traded, right?
Probably. I mean, it would make sense, right? I mean, you have to. They were kind of like waiting for Lonzo for 2 years, and then they
Right.
finally decide to rebuild.
They'd love
Right.
to get out from under that LaVine money, but that's
Yeah.
a hard contract
But
to
I
trade.
think if he plays really well, he has some suitors. I mean, I think Denver's a team that's gonna. They're in trouble right now, and that's a team you gotta. They might have to do something.
All right, we're going to do some sports graffiti.
All right, so I'm gonna leave.
Thank you, Momo.
Bye, Momo.
Great to see
Thanks,
you.
Momo.
Glad you got to be there for one of the 2 games.
Me too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really
By the
cool.
way, stadium tip.
Yeah.
First time I've done this using the Uber Eats.
Did it work?
Oh, so good! I just
Really?
order it at the stand, and then I go and pick it up, and it's ready. You don't have to wait in any lines.
Oh, nice.
great.
Okay, good.
All right, yeah.
That's a good tip. Thank you.
Yeah, hot
All
tip.
right, 877-710-ESPN. Let's open the phones. 877-710-ESPN. Whatever you got, particularly World Series related or Lakers related, jump in here. 877-710-ESPN. Were you at the game Friday? Were you there on Saturday? What's your reaction? How long does it take for the Dodgers to close this thing out? 877-710-ESPN. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Steele throwing it down.
Backdoor cut to LeBron and a thunder dunk. Beautiful pass, and LeBron slams it home.
Guess who's back? Steele hitting big shot after big shot.
Three-pointer. Good again! Who is this guy? That's the oldest player in the league.
Live every thrill of LeBron and the Lake Show on 710 ESPN.
Still running the game, still.
John Ireland here. Let's talk about your smile. Meet Dr. Monica Madden at Beverly Hills Orthodontics, where they love supporting their athletes. Whether you're on the field, court, or track, Dr. Madden and her team will ensure you get the best orthodontic care to keep your smile strong and healthy. Check them out at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com or call 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. With 4 locations, your orthodontic treatment is convenient no matter where you are. 877-753-8736.
All right, everybody. Sedano and Cap here. And George, let's talk to everybody about Prize Picks, where you and me are freaking geniuses, and that's why we're killing it.
We are crushing it, Cappy. And by the way, you can too. You can win as much as up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks.
But let me tell you something right now. When you download the Prize Picks app and you use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, you make your first play at $5, they hit you with an instant $50 bonus. It doesn't matter if you win the play or you lose the play. A $5 play turns into a $50 bonus.
Oh, my God. It's amazing. They're giving you free money, for God's sake. And by the way, it's the best way to get action in sports in over 30 states, including, obviously, this one here in California.
So, George, I want everybody to download the Prize Picks app and use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, and let's win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Prize Picks puts its members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Man, when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. And you know where you can do it? Only on Prize Picks.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Dodgers are up 2-0 in the World Series. Lakers are 3-0. It was a big winning weekend all the way around. We're going to do some sports graffiti. Ireland is in Phoenix, where the Lakers play tonight. Let's start out with Josh. Josh, you're on sports graffiti. Go, Josh.
Hey, guys. It's only 3 games, but I'm going to go ahead and overreact anyways. But, I mean, the Clippers, dude, they won at Denver. They won at Golden State. And I know, John, you were saying, like, it's the right combination of superstars. I mean, that's just, further to the point. Paul George is not a good fit for the Lakers. I mean, not the Lakers, the Clippers. Look at Harden and Zubac. The pick and roll is, like, unbeatable, and you got to give credit for hiring Jeff Van Gundy.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Josh, I don't know how they're winning. When I saw that was the team that they were going to put on the court, James Harden and a bunch of role players, I thought this is never going to work. And to your point, they not only are 2-1, they're almost 3-0. They took Phoenix Mace to overtime in their first game and lost. Maybe it's Ty Lue. Maybe it's the fact that they play defense, but good for them. I'm surprised.
Still looking at the roster, I don't think they're a playoff team. Do you think they're a playoff
it's weird.
team?
You wouldn't think that team could win, but so far so good.
Let's see. What did we spoil? Spoiler Jerry's on the line. Go ahead, Spoiler Jerry.
Hey, guys, real quick. How you doing? Momo. Is Momo still
Momo
there?
took off.
Oh, my God. I was going to tell her something good. She showed me how to use a bidet, and I went to my...
Now, hang on a second. Wait. Where did she give you bidet instructions?
She showed you
Okay, it's not going to get that bad. It's just I wish she would have told me about the hot water, okay? That's not good.
Okay.
Anyway.
No, it's a little startling when it happens, yes.
Yes.
Showed me how to use a bidet.
Yeah, that rumors will start.
That is
That's
an
not
interesting
good.
story. Lane, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Lane.
I just want to say thanks, Ramona, for pointing out what JJ has been saying this whole time. JJ always said he got in a rhythm when Doc would script a play for him early in the game. But I also want to caution, as John often cautions, don't do a deal with Danny Ainge. Not that he would do a deal with the Lakers, but you usually get fleeced.
Yeah, it's true.
Walker Kessler, exactly, is in Utah.
But I like Walker Kessler. I like Jonas Valanciunas. I like all the names that are being mentioned. But keep in mind, some of those guys can't be traded until December 15th. And the Lakers probably don't want to break up their team as long as they're winning.
Right.
So there's a lot of ifs going along.
Let's go to, I believe this is McNichol. McNichol, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, man.
Hey, guys, longtime listener, love the show. I wrote a short book of funny essays. Could I mention the title?
Yes.
It's called The Magnificent Musings of McNichol, Humorous Thoughts on Humorous Things, and it's 30 short, really short, funny essays, drawings by an Emmy-winning animator, and there's no social point behind it whatsoever. It's just funny.
Okay, where is it available?
Hey, send a copy to the
on
station.
Amazon.
Okay.
Okay, it's on Amazon, and it's called the
Magnificent Musings of McNichol.
McNichol. All right, good.
Yeah, if you send us a copy, we'll read it.
Yeah, plug your product. That's what this is for. Let's go to Aaron. Aaron, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, Aaron?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Hey, listen, as a seventh-year LA transplant, first-year Dodger bandwagon fan, I just got to say this is my welcome to LA moment. When he hit that home run, it was just insane. It was an incredible vibe. By the way, people were walking. I was in Chinatown. People were walking to the train station, so it is possible.
It is possible.
My one request, I know a lot of people are watching on TV. I'm old. I was listening to it on the radio. If y'all have it queued up, the Steven Nelson call is amazing. The way it goes 0 to 100%, it gave me the chills, and I think your viewers deserve to listen to it. So if I got it queued up, I definitely say to play that.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks, Ernie. Yeah, we'll play the Steven Nelson call.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
I thought Joe Davis totally nailed it.
I thought he
Davis
did
is
too.
amazing.
We'll play the Steven Nelson call coming up. Let's finish Sports Graffiti. Let's go to James. James, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, James.
Hey, love the show. Just want to give a shout-out to all the L.A. teams that won this weekend. I believe they all fed off the Dodgers. I know the Rams played Thursday before it. That probably set the tone, too. Dodgers had to win, but everybody followed suit. Love the station. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and by the way, LAFC advanced in the MLS playoffs last night.
They did not advance. They won Game 1 of 3.
Oh, right. This is a best-of-3 series. You're right.
Yes,
okay.
So they have to win one more.
So they got Vancouver again.
Yes.
And
on
need
Saturday or
on
Friday.
Okay. We'll have it for you.
We will have it for you. Yes.
And on that note, let's go to Raider Rubin. Raider Rubin, I'm guessing you were at LAFC last night. Yes.
Yes, I was at the game. Thanks to you guys. I was caller number 7 last week, so thanks to you guys, I was there. It was awesome feelings. I know LA's loving the Dodgers in the World Series. Lakers started the season, but LAFC trying to get to that third final. Yesterday was a vibe. Carlos Vela back, so it was a great atmosphere. We're ready. We're ready to take this push, ready to get the second MLS Cup.
Okay.
Let's go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Raider Rubin. All right. There you
So
go.
this would be their third year in a row of making it to the final, right? If they make it?
Yes. This will be, by the way, the game is
Sunday the 3rd
Sunday
at
the 3rd.
5:45.
Okay.
Pre-game at 5:15.
All right, there you have that. There is so much going on right now. So much going on. And, of course, maybe you were there for the walk-off Grand Slam on Friday night at Dodger Stadium, an indelible moment in the history of the Dodgers and Major League Baseball. It was recommended that we play the Steven Nelson call. Do you have it there, Brian? Go ahead and hit it.
The Yankees 3, the Dodgers 2. The bases are loaded, 2 out, bottom of the 10th inning. The scenario you dream about, Freddie is living. First pitch swinging, high fly ball, hit deep, back, and gone! Freddie Freeman channeling his inner Kirk Gibson. A walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series. A walk-off grand slam.
Oh, that's so good.
The parallels just make it
It's so good.
Amazing.
Way to go, Steven Nelson.
Yeah,
That
good
was
job,
great.
Steven.
And so we have the ESPN LA app, right?
Everybody.
John,
You must have
absolutely
it,
love it.
yes.
If you wanted to hear anything this weekend, on Friday we had the Lakers on the app. We had USC Rutgers on the app. We had MLB World Series Game 1 on the app.
Just ridiculous.
On Saturday, we had Kings at Utah where they won. We had the Lakers on the app. We had MLB Game 2, World Series Game 2 on the app. And we had USC men's beating Gonzaga on the app. So this all happened in a 2-day span on the ESPN LA app.
And Greg, if you want to go back another day before that, we had the Rams on Thursday night.
And last night we had
Thursday and the
LAFC.
Kings that day too.
Yeah. No, it's great.
It's the best month of the year. For
if
sports.
you-
And by the way, everything Greg was just saying about the app, it's free, you
Yeah.
guys. The app is free. If you don't have the app, what are you waiting for? Download it. It's free.
Yeah, and it's crystal clear. Crystal clear. It's amazing. So download. It's the ESPN LA app. Go get it right now. Get all of LA sports streamed live to you. In the meantime, if you ever have trouble finding your favorite team's game, I've got the answer for you. Remember, you can't find that big matchup because there's so many channels and so many streaming services. Now there is no more searching and hunting. Where to Watch has got you covered. Where to Watch is a new feature that you can find on ESPN.com and on the free ESPN app. Where to Watch is a one-stop shop with one-click access to ESPN network streams and all other networks. tens of thousands of events across sports. NFL, college football, men's, women's college basketball, NBA, MLB, NHL, so much more. Where to Watch is available now on the ESPN app and ESPN.com. You can access it from any web browser at ESPN.com/where to watch today. That's ESPN.com/where to watch. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
People who speak Spanish do that a lot. They go right back into like their childhood or whatever and speak in a way that only their compatriots can understand.
Right. Well, and that's the same thing like when you're from New York but you lived in LA for 30 years and then you go home.
And you go, hey, Vinny Boom Butts, how you doing? Hey.
Hey, you freaking A.O. Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Want more fun watching the NBA? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. Points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Right now, Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. New users who deposit $100 will receive a $200 bonus in site credit. Just use code 710, and your first deposit up to $100 will be tripled. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 800-426-2537 for help.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with 2 big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
This year, I'm going to dress up as a devil for Halloween. A handsome devil. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo.
Don't get spooked. It's not too late to book your Halloween stay with us. Hint, hint, our new app makes booking a snap.
Number 2.
Everybody will be watching this series, and so will you. On big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
And the number 1 reason.
Genuine, live November 2nd.
Morongo, good times.
It's SUV month at Kia of Carson, and you can get sweet deals on the last of the 24 Tellurides and win a sweet night experience for you and 3 guests for just a test drive. Compliments of Kia of Carson and ESPN LA. We have great deals on our hybrids and plug-ins, as well as our all-electric models. So whether you decide to go with the Nero hybrid with an EPA estimated 53 mpg in the city or a rugged Telluride, we have the car and the deal for you all month at Kia of Carson. Visit KiaofCarson.com, or better yet, come test drive a new Kia for a chance to win a sweet experience.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe 4th row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One Coat Hide Color Collection.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Party in L.A. this weekend. Freddie Freeman, the walk-off grand slam on Friday night. Dodgers survived Saturday 2-0 series lead in the World Series. And we just got information that Derek Jeter will throw out the first pitch tonight at Yankee Stadium. And then Paul O'Neill will throw out the first pitch tomorrow.
Does it say anything to you that they're not talking about Game 5?
No.
No?
What, you think they're only going to give the two because they don't want to they don't want to announce Bernie Williams for Game
right.
5?
Why not just give a Game 5? Because you're assuming it's going to happen if you're a Yankee fan.
Right, I guess
put all of it out there.
It is weird that they only put 2 out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see. You should see all of them.
Do you like Derek Jeter, by the way, on the pre and post?
Me?
Yeah, I think he's good.
No, he sucks.
He's kind of a jerk. That's my takeaway.
Why is he a jerk?
Because Big Papi's there having fun and everything, and A-Rod's doing the best he can, and then Derek Jeter steps in and corrects everybody. He's got a red pen. He's correcting everything everybody said.
He looks so mad when he's talking just
in
general. He just looks upset all the time. And I actually actively miss the pregame show now.
Do you?
I wait till 5 o'clock. Once it is 5 o'clock, then I turn it on because I don't want to hear any of that nonsense.
I like the long, casual postgame show, though. What they're doing on, I guess it's on, it spills over from Channel 11 to Fox Sports 1,
Right.
where all of a sudden, Mookie rolls over and Dave rolls over, and they've got the set, and they go for about an hour, and it's actually really good television, I think, except Derek Jeter seems like a jerk.
Derek Jeter really looks like and
Like a
feels
red ass.
well, yeah, and he looks put out by just being there. He doesn't want.
Do I really have to
Is this
be
what
here?
I got to do?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll throw out the first pitch if you want me
Fine.
to. And then I got to go do this post-game show too?
Yeah.
God, is that what I have to do all the time?
So a lot of people partied on Friday night, in particular Friday night, because it's Friday and you get the walk-off grand slam. So I have a friend whose name I will not mention who drank a lot on Friday night. And on Saturday texted me and said, I won't ever drink again.
Yeah, a lot of people who have hangovers.
Have
say
you
that.
ever been that? Have you ever been that way? Have you ever gotten
sure.
so drunk that you said you would never drink again?
At least 5 times.
Yeah. What's the worst?
Well, on my 21st birthday,
Always.
I got so drunk on Myers rum, all my friends, that I have yet to be able to touch Myers rum since.
Yeah, I know that.
And that was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst one for me was also my 21st birthday. I said no shots, and I continuously got shots put at me, and then it was a bad.
Yeah,
bad
my worst
situation.
one was junior in high school. We had the prom. My date was Claudia Schraps. It was a very nice girl.
Hey, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
And afterwards, we started drinking schnapps,
Oh.
peppermint schnapps. And
Elaine's
I
favorite
ended
drink?
up so sick. And by the way, in our family, she is now known as Claudia Schnapps.
That's fantastic.
So tonight, how are you feeling about tonight? You feel like this is a game where the Dodgers kind of put them away?
John?
John?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Greg. Yeah, I think the Yankees probably win tonight. I never anticipated this would be a sweep or a 5-game series. But now Walker Buehler has no pressure on him.
Right.
None. And so they could sneak in there and steal it. I if I had to pick the game, I'd say 5-4 Yankees.
Yeah, I'm probably the same way. I think my gut says that this is a Yankee victory, but I really feel good about Walker Buehler being out there. He has looked really good in this postseason just by himself. I know that he had that one game where he gave up 6 runs. I don't really think most of that was his fault.
Right.
And he's looked good since then. If he goes out there, he also says that he likes to pitch in cold weather because his stuff moves better.
Okay.
So that's gonna be keep them off balance with the curveball, with the I think it's four seam and the cutter.
Historically, he's been great in big games.
Yep.
He is like the big game guy, even diminished to the point that he is. His last start was really solid, which is what they need from him tonight. I mean, if he can match what both Flaherty and Yamamoto did, the Dodgers win the game.
Yeah, with a bullpen game tomorrow, the further he can go and keep his pitch count down, I think that the more important it is. If he can get to 5 or even 6 innings somehow, that would be a huge, huge win. No matter what he does, he gives up a run, gives up a couple runs. No matter what, if he goes that long and saves the bullpen a little bit, I think that's the best thing for
All
this
right, let's
team.
get a quick break in. Coming back next, I got the Vegas odds on who the favorite is to win MVP. You can probably guess, but the others are interesting. There are other interesting possibilities. Say that one more time.
Don't go to break yet.
Give him like 3. So let's do. Obviously, the favorite. Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay.
It's a crazy day at the station. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the favorite is obviously Freddie Freeman. He is a 1-to-1 pick. So
and my pick of Teoscar's not dead. He has 1 homer.
He's at 9-to-1. He's the 3rd best pick on the board.
Who did you pick?
I picked Mookie. Mookie is well down the list. He's actually 12-1. So he's actually had some hits in this series, but not a dramatic one. Tommy Edman is the second pick for World Series MVP. He's at 8-1.
You know, with the solo home run to get it all started in Game 2 and how he has multiple hits in multiple games. I think he has 7 multi-hit games this postseason. Yeah. If it's not Freddie, it'll be Tommy Edman.
You can tell the Dodgers are heavily favored. Freddie 1-1, Edman 8-1, Teoscar 9-1, Mookie 12-1, then Stanton 14-1, Soto 14-1, and Shohei 14-1.
Yeah, obviously it could all change.
So the
top, on what happens
top 4 picks on the board are all Dodgers.
Don't you feel like you can pitch around those 3 guys at this point right now?
It's tough.
I mean, besides those 3 guys, besides
Soto's the scary one.
Yeah,
I would pitch to Judge. I don't want to pitch to Soto.
Well, Judge just needs one, and then I think he's going to terrify me. But Soto, Judge, Stanton, if you can get around those guys, I'm not really afraid of anybody else. I'm not afraid of Rizzo or Volpe or Trevino or Verdugo or even Torres. Like, I feel like you can get around Torres, too.
So I think the bottom of their lineup is pretty dead.
7 through 9?
Yeah, 7 through 9 they get nothing out of. Their catchers, either catcher, Wells or Trevino, neither one of them hit. They both, boy, if you listen to MLB Network, they're like the greatest framers in the history of the world. But they cannot hit. So bottom of the lineup, they don't turn the lineup with runners on necessarily. And Gleyber Torres has had a pretty quiet series, too.
Quiet. He had 2 hits, I think, in the first game, and then he had nothing in Game 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you're watching the games, John, because you're doing the Laker games at the same time,
right?
How much can you keep an eye on these things?
Not as much as you would want. I basically just check. I look over at, like, tonight I'll have my iPad like off to the side with the Dodger game on, and I just basically look over and look at the score when we're in a break. But like when Freeman hit the homer, I didn't see him when he actually hit the pitch. I just saw everybody going crazy, and then I looked down and saw what happened.
Right.
So with Michael, how often is he looking at the game on his phone?
Well, Michael's got a lot going on over there.
Yeah,
he's eating
right.
chips.
He's got chips.
He's watching the Mavs game.
Schmoozing people.
Yeah. So there's a lot of moving parts going on with him.
All right, we okay now? Nope, we're going to keep going.
No, we're going to keep going.
We're by the way,
commercial free, just like we like it.
I called Bergman this morning, and he said, "I don't care, do whatever you want," and hung up on me.
There was too many. I was trying to help John with his Comrex.
I was almost MIA today. We had some. And Greg, I still don't understand how we got it fixed, but thank you, Tony at Comrex, for getting us fixed.
Yeah, I see what the issue was. I'm glad we got it all figured out. But there was so many things, and so Mace is like, "Hey, so if John can't be there, should we get Momo?" I'm like,
well,
I don't care. Do whatever you want. Just call Laura, and you guys figure it out.
All right, and that's what I did.
Yep. Thank you.
And then it came through anyway. John was still there. They apparently have a loose grasp of the internet there in Phoenix, or.
It was more on our end.
Oh,
I think
was
this we as you know, we kind of do engineering by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
So it was one of those days where that caught up to us.
Yeah, because it's either Morales or I that are the engineer, and we know nothing about engineering.
And you were in crisis mode putting out fires, so it was, that's why we almost missed it. But I'm glad we got it up and running.
Absolutely.
Yep. Everybody's here.
All right, so let's do this real quick since we got time. I don't know if Brian can play sound. Yeah? Can Brian play sound? No? Yes? Okay. So the Jets lost yesterday, John. I'm sure you saw that, right? They're miserable.
Yes.
And head coach or interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich afterwards said the team is in darkness right now. Now, Aaron Rodgers had the most – well, just listen to it. It's so annoying. Here's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I've been in the darkness. You got to go in there, make peace with it. offensively, our goal has just got to be
I've
score 30.
been in the darkness. You got to make peace with it.
What the hell's he talking about?
It's such pseudo bull.
You're 2-6, guy.
Yeah, I
go
mean,
back into the
it's
darkness.
not go back into the darkness. Go back to your cave with your ayahuasca. Seriously, he's so self-serious and so self-important. And Dan Orlovsky today said that is the worst acquisition in. I mean, it's hyperbole, but the worst acquisition in NFL history is Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. He's been awful.
He has 2 wins in 2 years.
They went out and got him all the receivers he wanted still.
He has Devontae Adams back with him. Nothing.
And still.
Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, they're bad. All right, let's get a quick break in. Let me tell you about Jacob Imrani, my friend Jacob Imrani. He is on the scoreboard at virtually every sporting event that I go to because he is official legal partner of LAFC and the Rams and the Lakers. And as a sports fan, you always want to know your team is well coached and you want your team to win. You know who's always winning, always getting ready for the next opponent? It is Jacob. Think about it. You get injured in a car wreck, truck accident, slip and fall at a store, rideshare accident, whatever it is, and you feel like, oh, damn, I lost the game. Don't worry. The accident is only the beginning of the game. Call Jacob. Get the free consultation. Trust me, Jacob knows the weaknesses of the opponent. He knows how to exploit and go on the attack against the insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve. So make sure you are on the winning team. If you're injured in an accident, do not wait. Call Jacob. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected. Call Jacob. He is the real deal. And remember, the consultation is free. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Don't forget to follow Jacob on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. And when you call Jacob, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN sent you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. Choose an Amazon locker or counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to Amazon.com/PickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/PickupMVP.
Want more fun watching the NBA? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. Points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Right now, Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. New users who deposit $100 will receive a $200 bonus in site credit. Just use code 710, and your first deposit up to $100 will be tripled. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 800-426-2537 for help.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office.
But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
World Series Game 3 is coming up tonight. Clark Schmidt on the mound for the Yankees. I don't know, that name just doesn't sound like a pitcher. Versus Walker Buehler for the Dodgers as they look to make it 3-0 over the Yankees. 3-0 you don't come back from. You don't come back from 3-0.
Ask the Red Sox how you feel about that.
Yeah, once in the history of the recorded universe.
Until
in
I see
baseball.
4 wins, I'm not saying this series is over.
Yeah.
Refuse.
Probably smart.
We should not use the P word.
P word.
Yeah.
Which is?
Yeah.
What, John? Parade. We should not use that word.
Well, you just did it.
Yeah. Well, I thought you guys would get it. You can't use the P word, even though I know stuff about the P.
Hey, Tim and OC says, Mace, Rogers' worst transaction in NFL history, I raise you Watson to Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, no, that's great.
Which one's worse, John?
Well, Watson to Cleveland is more expensive, but the Jets, they basically gave the whole franchise to Aaron Rodgers. Because they signed him to such a long-term deal, Watson's worse.
Yeah, I agree. The amount of guaranteed money is much more for Watson than it is for the other. But I wasn't. By the way,
million.
That's Dan Orlovsky who said. I was just quoting Dan Orlovsky. He thinks, and prisoner of the moment. Yeah, it's a terrible move, and it was stupid. All of his stupid bull. He's just not the guy you build around.
No, none of these.
He's
guys.
not the guy. So tonight. Yankee Stadium. Has anybody been to the new Yankee Stadium? I have not.
I've been to the old one.
I was at the old Yankee Stadium. I was never at the new one. I can't imagine the new one is cooler than the old one. The old one felt like going to church.
Well, they had those statues in the outfield,
and
right?
they moved, apparently, the statues, right? There's still a Monument Park at the new Yankee Stadium. Is there not, John?
Yes. And it looks very similar to the old one, but they just moved it over there.
Yeah. And I mentioned last week, but I was at the unveiling of the DiMaggio statue, which was crazy cool to be at Yankee Stadium for that, the old Yankee Stadium.
Did it look like the one Dwayne Wade had?
No, it bared a striking resemblance
to DiMaggio.
To
mean what
DiMaggio.
you want?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly, which is what you're looking for. Exactly. All right, so we're catching up on the clock. Let's do some What's Up, Fool? Bergman's got stuff. Brian's got stuff. It is a crazy day here. By the way, tomorrow we're on the radio early again tomorrow, right?
Yep, we are. It's going to be Cappy and I from 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, what a way to wake
and
up.
And Morales, too, yeah.
And Morales.
So say, are you tired? This
right.
Is like he likes to say.
Is he done with his smashing of the Dave bobblehead thing?
I think he is because they have 2 wins in the World Series.
And by the way, Morales got to be there on Saturday night with his dad. For Game 2. His dad's a Yankees fan, so it didn't work out his way, but they got to be there together for the World Series. I know it was a huge investment, but completely worth it. Life is about the experience. That's the way to do it, something cool with your dad. All right, What's Up, Fools? Coming now, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
This year, I'm going to dress up as a devil for Halloween. A handsome devil. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo.
Don't get spooked. It's not too late to book your Halloween stay with us. Hint, hint. Our new app makes booking a snap.
Number 2.
Everybody will be watching this series, and so will you. On big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
And the number 1 reason.
Genuine, live November 2nd.
Morongo, good times.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Matthew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Matthew brings that same style to USC fans with their first ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days in style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismatthew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Listen, that's the sound of our future. Our children's laughter, their dreams, their potential. But the world we're building for them isn't just about what we see today. It's about the air they'll breathe, the food they'll eat, the opportunities they'll have. It's about their health. In some neighborhoods, children play in parks and breathe clean air. In others, playgrounds are scarce and pollution hangs heavy. Some kids have access to fresh, nutritious food at every meal. Others live in food deserts where healthy options are out of reach. And when it comes to healthcare, some families see a doctor regularly, while others wait months for basic care. Your vote can change this. When you vote, you're not just making a choice for today, you're shaping our children's tomorrow. The voting period has already started and ends November 5th. For more information on how to vote for a healthier future for all our children, visit myvotemyhealth.org.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up. Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thank you, Brian Cranston. All right, John, I know you saw this. This was a huge play yesterday in the NFL. Tyreek Stevenson was talking to the Washington Commander fans and just kind of taunting them, and then decided to watch as Jalen Daniels threw a Hail Mary to win the game against the Bears. And afterwards, Tyreek Stevenson said, "To Chicago and teammates, my apologies for lack of awareness and focus. The game ain't over until zeros hit the clock. Can't take anything for granted. Notes taken. Improvement will happen." Is this a good enough apology to you, or what should happen to Tyreek Stevenson?
Nothing. He jumped the gun, but
yeah, he screwed up.
Everyone's done it.
It was so bad.
Yeah, but what do you think he should be suspended or something?
No.
Yeah, what do you do when a guy screws up?
It just
you can't really. I mean,
the thing about sports is there's only a handful of people that have that skill set. So, I mean, I wouldn't get rid of him over it if that's what you're suggesting.
No, not suggesting anything, asking a question.
See, I thought the big play and the Bears.
What would you do?
No, I mean, what, do you sit him for a little? I know, obviously, you make him run laps. I don't know. There's just got to be some
Maybe
kind of
you
like
want
that
to make
was,
him run laps?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it happens
give me
to
20,
be.
stop and give me 20.
Obviously, you don't do anything, but the fact is, that looked so bad.
Yeah,
it did
look bad. It did look bad. It was a terrible sequence for the Bears. By the way, the play that was just terrible was when they allowed that 14-yard out, which allowed Jaden Daniels to throw the ball to the end zone. There was nobody near that guy, right, John? It was like a 14-yard out.
And after the game, Matt Eberflus said, yeah, that didn't mean anything. Of course it meant something. It allowed him to get the pass to the end zone.
Otherwise, it wouldn't have got there. And that drill, that you've got to drill that. Somebody's got to be back on the tip guy. That's just the way that went down. Somebody's got to be on the tip guy. There's a specific way to defend that, and Chicago did not do it.
No, it dropped right into his hands. How do you allow that
See,
to happen?
there's always one guy hanging around to the back.
Of course,
the
and
goal
kids for
is to
tips.
tip. Why is there nobody covering that guy? Somebody should be literally boxing that guy out.
Everybody usually does. The Bears did not.
They did not.
Should Matt Eberflus be fired?
No, he should stop and give us 20. He should run laps, Greg. He should run laps.
What caveat on that? I actually won my fantasy football matchup because of that last-second touchdown with Jaden Daniels. Yep.
You have Jaden Daniels?
I do have Jaden Daniels. Yep.
You are a lucky man.
I was jumping around.
Good
yeah.
for you, man. Good
What's
for you.
up, Foo?
Another quarterback or another football player here that's kind of in hot waters today is Anthony Richardson. I don't know if you guys saw he apparently tapped out of the game.
Yes.
Tapped his helmet. And it's more what he said after the game is, I'm tired.
Yeah, no, he got tired.
He got tired.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm tired.
Yeah, I got to take myself out. I'm tired.
It's a little two-parter here. One, have you ever seen – I've never seen a quarterback do this or, excuse himself if he wasn't physically unable to. And then two, don't you just got to lie if you're Anthony Richardson? I know he said, I just want to be honest.
Yeah.
But in that situation, you have to lie,
You
right?
can't come out of the game and say, I'm tired, Coach.
Yeah, I'm wiped.
I can't even finish. You don't see quarterbacks do that. Bergman.
Although there's a famous clip of, have you ever seen at the end of the Rams Super Bowl?
The
DeMarco DeMarco's running to the sidelines.
Super Bowl, yeah.
At the end of the game, and Dick Vermeil goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm tired," and he goes, "It's the last play of the Super Bowl."
Right.
And DeMarco goes, I can't go. I'm not. I mean, they got to get somebody in there who's not tired. And DeMarco took himself out, and the Rams won the game.
Bergman says Anthony Richardson should stop and give him 20 and also run laps.
Yeah.
Well,
to work on his conditioning.
Yes, conditioning has to be up. If you can't in a big moment in the game, you should be out
Sorry,
there.
Coach, I'm tired. I'm gassed.
It's his second year. It's not like
he's only
some
22.
Vet.
Yeah, he's 22.
And the man that came in for him is like 40 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that is so lame.
Jeez.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So one dominating performance yesterday was the Lions. Putting up 50 points.
God, they look good. Yeah.
A couple of weird, numbers coming out of this game though. So Jared Goff, only 85 passing yards total in the game. Didn't play pretty much the whole fourth quarter. 3 passing touchdowns though, and 85 yards. But this is the stat that kind of maybe triple check. I'm like, this can't be real. Last 5 games, Lions have 24 offensive touchdowns and only 19 pass incompletions.
24 touchdowns.
They have more touchdowns than incomplete.
Their last 5 games.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's just weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
See, they are so good, and the underreported, they've got a monster offensive line, and Jared Goff gets a ton of time.
They got a big game. They play at Green Bay next week.
Oh, yeah, that is huge. That is huge. Jared Goff right now, if you took a vote, would he be the MVP? I think he probably would.
Yeah, especially after yesterday.
Could he get these numbers though? I mean, yeah, but only 85 yards. Is that going to hamper
3
his
touchdowns?
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm results oriented. The yards are great, but the touchdowns are what count. I think Jared Goff is the MVP right now.
Yeah, but they're scoring 40 points a game. It feels like.
Yeah, they are
every time.
rolling. They got to be Super Bowl favorites now out of the NFC.
Oh, absolutely.
What's up, Foo?
How about another quarterback that had a pretty interesting day yesterday? Jamous Winston comes out, beats upsets the Ravens. Pretty wild game, but it was the quote he had after the game. First of all, if you want to hear Jamous pregame, there's about 20 different pregame speeches he gave yesterday, all pretty great.
Yeah.
But this one's shout out John especially. I don't know if you saw this, but Jamous Winston, after he said it, he had to quote Eminem. He said, even though I know he's from Detroit, but you only get one shot. You don't miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Exactly.
Talking about the
Exactly.
opportunity. Who is your favorite player to hear talk, post game? To me, it is by far Jamous Winston. Who's your favorite guy, sports guy you like to hear on the podium?
All time or just current?
All time.
Okay, I will go.
Barkley was pretty good.
Yeah, Barkley was great. I mean, I think Mike Gundy's great. He always says something interesting. Mike Leach was probably the best of all time.
He was the best. I liked Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch
He always
was great.
said funny stuff.
Yeah. Anybody else come to mind? NBA, John, who comes to mind as a great quote machine?
Shaq was good.
Yeah, Shaq
Joel
was great.
Embiid's good.
Anthony Edwards is good.
Yeah. Guys who aren't afraid to say whatever pops into their head. But, Jamous Winston quoting Eminem. I can't remember if I've ever heard anybody quote Eminem.
Dude, you're in Cleveland. Cleveland quoting Eminem. He had an interesting day. Threw the ball a lot, which you expect from Jamous Winston. 27 of 41, 334, 3 touchdowns, no picks. You take that every day of the week.
Well, and now he's the starting QB for the rest they're not going to put DTR back in there. They won a big game.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Foo?
All right, so there's a report from John Heyman, who is obviously the most reliable
He
of
is.
all the
You love going with John Heyman.
This report, we're hoping he's right.
Yeah.
So his report is that the Dodgers are looking to get Juan Soto. Now, we'll give you a caveat that Michael Kay was talking with Jeff Passan and said, is there any truth to this rumor? And Jeff Passan said, nope. So would you want to see Soto on the Dodgers?
Sure.
Well,
Why not?
Is it fair? Is it fair at that point?
What do you
No,
mean
but
fair?
life isn't fair.
He's going to get $600 million.
But the team with the highest payroll doesn't always win the World Series. In fact, generally doesn't. This is going to be an exception year, but generally speaking, the big money teams don't win the World Series.
I mean, it's really not fair. That's a $600 million
What's not fair?
contract.
I don't understand what's not fair.
Well,
Why are you, as a Dodger fan, using this as an angle?
And nothing is fair.
No, because you're going to put Soto in left instead of Teoscar, who I would love to have back. But then you're going to have Shohei, Soto, Mookie, Freddie.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm in favor. I vote yes. I vote yes.
Just
sign
not
them
fair
all
for the rest
and
of the
get
entire-
Roki Sasaki too. Add Roki Sasaki to the rotation.
That's
I want
just too
all the
much.
good things. Give us all the good things.
Greg, did you not just go through the weekend where all Los Angeles did was win?
No, I know.
Thursday
It was
win, Friday
really nice.
win, Saturday win,
Look.
Sunday win. All we do is win. Give us Soto.
All we do is win, no matter what. Yeah, see, I'll be fine with it. I'll be happy when it happens and really love winning another World Series, but I don't know, just looking at it from
You're going to be mad if Giannis comes to the Lakers?
No,
I mean, come on,
I
no.
will not be mad at any of it. It's just like, is that really? It just doesn't seem fair.
Star-driven town. More stars,
Yeah,
the better.
I don't care about fair.
Yeah. Brian, do you understand?
Life
at all
is
what
not
I'm saying?
fair, Greg. Get
Understand,
used
but,
to it.
like I
boy,
said, I don't
would that
care
not
about
be
fair.
cool? Could you imagine Soto in that lineup?
Putting
Oh
Soto
my
in
God!
the lineup, it's just ridiculous.
That's the one time I'd like to see the shuffle.
And then
Right, I hate that shuffle.
Then Sasaki in the rotation. He's the next new guy.
Yeah, he's
is Roki
22.
Sasaki.
He's 22, so So the crazy thing about Sasaki, he's 22. You can't sign him to a major league contract. You can only sign him to a minor league
Really?
contract. Yes.
How do
under 25
Is
years
he one
old.
of those guys that gets posted and then you have to pay the posting fee?
I think it's a posting fee, but it goes to your minor league system. He doesn't go to your major league system. So
you can't call him up.
That's what it happened with Shohei too. Yeah, you call him up, but you can't sign him to the major league roster because he's under 25.
Got it.
What's up, Foo?
Oh, I got another one here for you. A little interesting stat. Another fan base that could be very unhappy. Let me see what your take is on the Cardinals, the baseball team here. So the last couple of playoffs have been a lot of ex-Cardinals. Randy Arozarena, the 2020 ALCS MVP. Adolis Garcia is last year's ALCS MVP. And now Tommy Edman, 2024 NLCS MVP. So, within a 4-year span, 3 of their guys have won championship MVPs on different teams. They were all on the team together in 2019. Is this a bad move on the Cardinals of just giving up too early, or is this a just so happens, that their minor leaguers, took off elsewhere, kind of say?
I think you can probably do this with most teams where you can trace guys that you wish you still had. Although I don't think
Andrew Friedman's record is remarkably good with
Can you
this.
think of a Dodger guy that? Well, Corey Seager is the great example of a Dodger guy that went somewhere else and he won World Series MVP. So it happens from time to time. I don't know that the Cardinals necessarily are looking at this saying, "Damn, we had all those guys." Tommy Edman is like the greatest find in Andrew Friedman's career, I think. He actually went out and found a guy who was
Max
injured.
Muncy and Chris Taylor were pretty good, too.
But, I mean, if you think about it, this was NLCS MVP and second choice for World Series MVP at the moment is Tommy Edman. That's crazy, but you're right. I mean, he found those 4A guys like Max Muncy and Chris Taylor. Those guys have been huge. But Andrew Friedman is like he's the guy that goes panning for gold and always comes up with the right stuff.
Just this year alone, Kopech, Edman, and Flaherty is one of the best trade deadline acquisitions of all time.
And remember what we said after it happened? We were not impressed.
Well, because
we looked at it and said, well, we got our starter.
Yeah. You were happy about the starter. You liked Kopech, but you're like, Edman hasn't
No,
even
nobody
played.
liked Kopech because he had like a 6 ERA.
Oh, no, you knew that he was
I knew he had a big
105
arm,
miles an
but
hour.
still, his 6 ERA.
Yeah, with the White Sox.
And Edman in the minors rehabbing.
That was your whole thing with Edman. He hasn't played.
And I was shocked that he's been as good as he's been. And, same thing with Kopech. Kopech was languishing on a White Sox team that turned out to be the worst team in Major League history. Who would have thought to make a trade with them?
Oh, yeah.
But Andrew Friedman did.
He knows more than we do.
Just a little bit.
A lot more.
What's up, fool?
All right, there you have it. There is your What's Up, Fool. Coming up next, what is the key to tonight's Game 3 at Yankee Stadium? We all got us our keys. And also, aside from Freddie Freeman, who obviously won the weekend, who won the weekend? We'll do that coming up, too. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
You've seen him on the roast of Tom Brady, and you've heard him host the #1 podcast in the world, Kill Tony. Now see Tony Hinchcliffe perform stand-up comedy live at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, November 16th. The man behind millions of views worldwide and countless sold-out shows brings his stand-up set to you. Critics call him a must-see. Don't miss this stand-up comedian, writer, podcast host, and professional wordsmith, Tony Hinchcliffe. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and help support the men and women who fight for our freedom. On Monday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2024 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more information on the tournament, please visit the website landofthefreefoundation.org or give them a call at 562-833-4361.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason in Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason in Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason in Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Very interesting. What's that? Multiple songs playing at the same time?
I think it's coming out of the same spot.
I like it. I like
Didn't
it.
turn off the
that's good.
What's Up,
Didn't
Fool?
turn that, and then you got that going on. That's fantastic. John is in Phoenix. Lakers are playing tonight. John, Lakers versus the Suns. The Los Angeles Lakers off to a spectacular 3-0 start.
And think about this. The last 2 Lakers-Suns games have been fantastic. There was the preseason game where Dalton Connect went nuts.
Yep.
And scored 20 straight points in the fourth quarter in overtime. And then the game on Friday night, which was head-to-head with Game 1 of the World Series, the Lakers were down 22 and came all the way back and won. So anything could happen tonight. These first two games have been great.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do Who Won the Weekend. It's brought to you by Sleeper and Greg Bergman. It's Freddie Freeman's off the board. Freddie Freeman won the weekend, won the year, won the decade.
So I'm going to go with Anthony Davis. John was just talking about it. He scored over 30 points both games. I think the first two games he had 35 points each game.
Yep.
John, is that right? And then 31.
He's averaging 34 a game.
Yeah, so he's been fantastic. He's showing himself as being somebody that is on the defensive end, too. He wants the Defensive Player of the Year. I thought he has just been fantastic these first three games, so I'm going to go Anthony Davis.
Okay. Aside from Freddie Freeman, Brian, who won the weekend?
This one I feel like is pretty easy for me. Once I saw Tua back out there on the field, didn't even get the win, but just watching Tua out there playing. There was a couple times where he even scrambled, and the broadcast was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
But like easy to him.
easy. But great to see him back out there. Honestly,
Okay,
just personally,
getting back out there. All right, Ireland. What do you think?
It's Jaden Daniels, guys. He cannot do anything wrong. I mean, they lost that game. He wasn't even supposed to play, and not only does he play, but he goes out there and runs around for 12 seconds and then throws a Hail Mary, and of course it gets completed.
Right.
I think he's going to have the best-selling jersey in the NFL by the end of the month, and he can do no wrong.
Are
It's
you
Jaden
officially
Daniels.
committed to the Commies?
I'm very close.
You should jump in.
Yeah, I think I am. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, but I think they're a fun team to follow because of him.
Absolutely. All right, and I say this guy won the weekend. He performed before Game 2 at Dodger Stadium Saturday night. Hit it, Brian.
World is mine, homie, get back. Don't mess with my stack. The gauge is right. About to drop the bomb. I'm the West Coast Don. Big fish in a small pond. Now the Yanks trying to throw
Ice Cube was fantastic.
Nobody knew until he did it what he was up to.
Yeah,
right?
the entire stadium was singing every word for word, the entire thing. It's a good day, obviously. It was a great night, obviously. Ice Cube, and I think Shea was there with him, won the weekend for me. Somebody that's a little bit different. Obviously, Freddie did win the weekend. Freddie, I will never forget being there Friday night for that moment, for that game, for Freddie Freeman and what he's been through this year, dealing with the injury. By the way, I've got here. We've played a bunch of calls of the Freddie Freeman walk-off grand slam. Here is the Japanese call of Freddie's walk-off. There it is. There's the Japanese call. By the way, that Saturday game with Yamamoto starting had to be like doing bonker numbers in Japan. Like, there may be more people watching in Japan than there are in the United States. Is that possible?
Oh, sure. Japan's a lot bigger than we think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and is this weird? I actually don't want it to be a sweep. I'm having so much fun with these games. I'd like it to go 6 or 7.
I've won it over.
You want it just...
I don't want to mess around. I don't want, like Morales suggested today, well, wouldn't it be cool if there was a Game 7? No, there would not. It would not. I would just...
I'm with Morales.
I wouldn't
think
be
it'd
able to survive
cool.
it. I wouldn't survive it. I didn't survive Game 7 in 2017. And you invest all that money, and you're there, and you're in the middle of it, and then something goes wrong, and all of a sudden you're screwed. I want this thing wrapped up, and let's get to a parade. I'm on to the parade. Let's do it. What are you snorting about?
I think it's a little premature to be thinking about the parade.
No, all I'm saying is I don't want the series to be extended. I want the Dodgers to win tonight, close it out.
See, I have a friend of mine. Friend Cindy has tickets to Game 7, and she does not want to go. She's like, I want it over before then. I don't know if I can take Game 7.
I would be too nervous in a Game 7. I would be too nervous.
But you would go.
Oh, I would be there. Yeah, I'd be there. Nervous as hell. By the way, Sleeper is our sponsor for the Who Won the Weekend. It is my official daily fantasy app. You name the player. and pick the over-under. It's a killer app. Once you try it, you'll never go back. Right now, download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. They are going to triple the money up to $100. Triple the money up to $100 for the Sleeper app. Use code 710. It is the only daily fantasy sports app that I use. Do me a favor, download the Sleeper app. Thank me later. Sleeper, it's the better way to play daily fantasy. All right. So I had this idea for an experiment, John.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe you are a professional broadcaster.
Yes, I am. Some people would say.
You are what I call a word-perfect broadcaster. I am not.
Okay.
I just like stammer around and, and I'm ahs everywhere and all that. I'm not a word-perfect broadcaster, but you are. So I have this idea tonight. After you do the game, I want you tomorrow. Oh, no, you're not going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, shoot.
I'm flying to Cleveland tomorrow. I'm going to join you. I'm going to talk to you from Cleveland on Wednesday.
So my idea is that on a day you're here after a game, that you get exactly 60 seconds. See if you can nail it. The Lakers game in exactly 60 seconds.
Like summarize the Lakers game in 60 seconds?
Summarize the Lakers game in 60 seconds, but be right at 60. Like
Okay.
nail 60.
I'll do it on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, because I think you're a professional broadcaster. You can absolutely do it. It's funny. I'm laying around stoned tonight, and I write down ideas, and Ireland-Lakers game in a minute is one of the bits I
can
wrote
do
down.
it. The John Ireland 1-minute Laker recap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I'll say, and this is also on my list, and I know it's been talked about, and Ireland, I know you don't believe it, but I had 2 Dodger dogs on Friday night, and they just about made me sick. They are squishy. They are lukewarm. They are absolutely disgusting.
But you still had them.
But we'll never have another after that. We'll never have another Dodger dog. I don't even believe they're Dodger dogs.
I don't think they care. I think they got the money from a new hot dog vendor, and they're taking the money, and you can take it or leave it.
Have you had them, Brian?
No, but you'll be back on at Game 6
Absolutely
if there is one.
not. There will never be. I went helmet nachos. By the way, the thing about helmet nachos, I was sitting with Alex Michelson and Marla Tellez from Channel 11 in the auxiliary press box on Saturday night, and they ordered like peanuts and a Dodger dog. I get the helmet nachos, and they're huge, and it's just like covered in cheese and jalapenos, and there's no way to like keep your hands clean. And
no chance.
It's like big sloppy. So I can't eat that anymore either. I think I'm just going to go peanuts from now on at a Dodger game because I'm not going to go helmet nachos and I'm not going to go Dodger dogs. I was talking to somebody this weekend, John, about the U.S. and USC did win this weekend. They beat Rutgers. They covered. Miller Moss had a nice game. All that stuff. If a tree falls in the forest, nobody hears it. So somebody said, we were talking about Lincoln Riley, and they pointed out that one of the reasons why, and obviously the money is one reason you would never think to move on past Lincoln Riley, but the other thing is when you get rid of a coach, you lose a lot of your players. You get an enormous turnover in your roster. That's another reason why I think, regardless of the way the rest of the season goes, even if they're 6-6 when all is said and done, they're 4-4 now. If they wind up 6-6, they probably don't fire Riley because you kind of have to restart the entire roster because guys will jump into the transfer portal and they'll be gone.
Not untrue, but do you really think you can do better than Lincoln Riley right now?
Better than Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
well, given the fact that I never saw Lincoln Riley coming, never heard one thing about him, I believe there's somebody out there they can steal, yes. Jennifer Cohen, the athletic director at USC, did not hire Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, but that hire was so big it came from the chancellor.
By the way, the cost to USC would be in the neighborhood of $90 million to fire Riley.
Yeah, but USC doesn't care about money. If he's
well, I'd
not,
rather see it go into NIL than into his buyout.
Yeah, but
because we're not
winning,
a good NIL school.
Yeah, I'm not as down on Lincoln Riley as everybody else is. And here's the reason. Look at the losses. They've all been close. Pete Carroll was 6-6 in his first year at USC, and a lot of those games were close. And then the next year, he just took off.
Right, but this is his third year.
Right, but it's his first year in the Big
Each year has
Ten.
gotten worse.
They changed the goalpost on him.
Right, but it's gone 10-2 to 8-5 to whatever it is this year. He's going the wrong direction. This year
I agree
is
with you, but I'm just
7-5
saying,
or 6-6.
I don't think the rest of this season's going to be a disaster. I think they beat Rutgers fairly easily. They covered.
They're at Washington this week.
Yeah, I think they win that. I think they're going to win the – how many games they got left?
So they're 4-4, so they got 4 left.
I think they win 3 of them.
You think they win 3 out of 4?
Yep. Lose to Notre Dame. They'll win all the other ones.
So they beat UCLA, they beat Nebraska, and they beat Washington.
Yeah, there's some guy I made a bet with, and I'm going to have to get his info again because I had a computer crash, but I had a Dan Patrick-like pie-in-the-face bet with a Nebraska fan.
Oh, yeah?
If Nebraska beats USC, he gets to come in and shove a pie in my face. If USC beats Nebraska, he's got to take one in the face.
If we die, we die.
There he is. There's Matt Rule. If we die, we die. That guy's coming to town in a couple of weeks. I think probably now, as long as it's not, if it were to be 5-7, I would say the program went into free fall, and you probably do have to look at it. If it comes in 6-6 or 7-5, I think given the fact that it's a $90 million buyout, and given the fact that you immediately send all of your best players into the transfer portal, and John, your point, who else are you going to get? I think it's very likely Lincoln Riley continues as the head coach at USC, regardless. Bergman,
I agree with you. And I think he's going to deserve to. I don't think they're as far off as you think. They're not getting blown out. These
they're
games
not getting
are
blown
all
out.
close.
Yeah, but they're not. They can't finish a game.
I don't know why you think that it's going to be so easy against Washington, so easy against Nebraska.
I don't think it's going to be easy. I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't shown you much of anything against any team that they can win,
Well,
especially
wait a minute.
especially not a team in the Big Ten.
Greg, don't you think they'll be favored in both those games?
I don't know that for sure, and both those teams have a better record than they do.
Right,
I
but
know.
but to Ireland,
But if I get points in either one of those games for taking USC, I'm taking the points.
You probably will get it. You probably will, I would assume. Probably against Nebraska. Nebraska came in. They've lost 2 in a row.
No, that's at home. I think they'll lay points in that game.
I mean, have you felt good about them at home besides against Rutgers?
Have I felt good about them at home? Yeah, they beat Wisconsin at home. They went to overtime with Penn State. I mean, to John's point. If you look at their schedule, Michigan they lost on a 4th and goal. Minnesota they lost on a 4th and goal. Penn State they lost in overtime. Maryland inexcusable.
But lost on the last play of the game.
Lost
on the last 2 minutes of the game.
Exactly.
Losing to Maryland and Minnesota is just not acceptable, I feel like, for a USC team.
But what does that mean to you, not acceptable?
If you're a USC
acceptable
team,
as in fire him?
Yeah, as in fire him.
No,
That's
he's
the
not.
question.
He's not fired yet. I think it still matters about what his record actually turns out to be. You were saying it right. If it's 5-7, you said 6-6, you would fire him just 2 weeks ago.
Well, but here's the thing. Okay, let me just say. It is a sign of maturity
that you can change your mind
that you
from
can,
week to week
that
to week
you can
to week.
get new information and have a different opinion.
Sure.
That is a sign of maturity. The buyout
Tim
is
Cook at Apple says it's a skill.
Yes, the buyout is $90 million. Ding.
It's a lot of money.
You end up having guys go into the transfer portal, guys that you've invested in, guys who are important cogs in the program. So they go, and it's hard to find somebody else. So I think he's likely to be here even if it's 6-6.
Even at 5-7, he's likely to still be here
agree.
because of that amount of money. But I just think that there are certain schools, certain teams, like UCLA basketball, John, I expect them to be in the top 25 and fighting for a national championship every single year. No matter what, that's where I expect them to be. USC football has the same thing for me.
Right.
I think they should be fighting for a playoff every single
But
year.
here's the difference.
And they're not.
UCLA, there are 67 teams in the NCAA tournament, I think now, 68.
Well,
right?
yeah.
It's easy
There's-
to
well,
it's
there's 12.
easy to
There's
make
12 now.
Right, but it's easy to make the playoff in basketball. It's still tough to make it in football.
I'm not saying make the playoff in basketball. I'm saying they should be a top 4 seed every single year. They should be in the top 25 all year, every single year. They should
agreed.
be fighting for the NCAA championship
Agreed.
every single year.
I agree.
That's the same way I think about USC football. USC football has a standard that they should be fighting for a national championship and in the playoff discussion every single year, and they're not.
And they're not this year. I agree.
They're not. They haven't been for years.
Well, no, 2 years ago they
didn't make
they
the
beat
playoff.
Utah. They make the playoff.
Yeah.
They lost to Utah twice. Had they beaten them once, they'd be in the playoff.
Didn't get in.
But they were there. They were competing for a national championship,
you had Caleb
even when
Williams.
it was only 4 teams. All right, tonight, Game 3. John, I want you to script it. and tell us what you expect next.
Okay.
Bergman, same thing for you. I've got a script. Brian, you got a script for the recipe to win tonight. We'll get to World Series game number 3 next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California, and yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Perennial Law, here to tell you about a newer sponsorship deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Perennial Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end October 31st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, Dan. Finish this set strong. I can't. I've really fallen off in the gym since I turned 40. I just can't push through like I used to.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T?
It happened to me when I turned 40. When you hit 40, your body has less testosterone. So I got Nugenix Total T, and it changed the game for me.
Nugenix? I've seen that on TV.
For over a decade, Nugenix has helped guys boost their testosterone levels, making it easier to trim up and stay lean.
Nugenix really changed things for you?
I'm lifting like I did in my 20s, and it's not just at the gym I feel better. It's at work and the bedroom.
I want to try Nugenix.
We're giving out complimentary bottles for people to try.
Text ACTIVE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ACTIVE to 321-321. That's ACTIVE to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
right, we're getting ready for Game 3 of the World Series tonight. And Bergman's here, Ireland's here, Brian Cohen is here, all Dodger fans. Start with you, Brian. Dodgers tonight, how does this game play out?
I think it's going to be a big game from, Big Game Walker.
Okay.
I think it's going to go 6 innings, little 6 strikeouts.
Nice.
I think it's going to be a close one. Little 4-3 Dodgers take a 3-0 lead.
Ooh,
Who's got the big bat?
Oh, who else? Freddie Freeman, baby.
Freddie Freeman again.
Freddie Freeman.
All right, Bergman, what about you?
So I'm very close to Brian. I think I can't go against the Dodgers. I actually do think they're going to win. I think that Walker Buehler's going to go 5 1/3. He's going to strike out 5. Clark Schmidt will go 4 innings, but it'll be close at that point. It'll be a 2-1 game. Teoscar Hernandez will come up late, get a 3-run home run. They'll win 4-2, and the Dodgers will win.
That is an extremely specific
You asked
prediction.
for specifics. You asked for specifics. I'm giving you my specifics.
Okay, Ireland, an extremely specific prediction.
Okay, Walker Buehler's only going to make 3 innings tonight.
Okay.
All right, they're going to get to him either at the end of the 3rd or the 4th. I think then it becomes a bullpen game. I think either Soto or Stanton is the hero. Yankees 5, Dodgers 4.
Boo.
Wow.
I do not think this series is a sweep. And by the way, if either one of Greg or Brian's predictions come true, I think it will be a sweep. I think if they go up 3-0, they'll sweep them.
I think Walker Buehler has always been a big game pitcher for the Dodgers, and I think he's got 4 clean innings in him tonight. I don't think more than 4. I think 4 clean innings. He's got better swing and miss stuff in this last start, so hopefully he does that again. I think the critical guy in the bullpen, the one who's going to face the
2, 3, 4,
2, 3, 4, Juan
Yeah.
Soto and Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, it's going to be Alex Vesia in a critical moment. I think Alex Vesia faces those guys and sets them down. I think that tonight is a good night for Shohei Ohtani. I think he is. Oh,
Yep.
I do.
He's due.
I mean, he's due. I know he's got the sublex or whatever it is, the sublexed shoulder.
Subluxation.
I know all that. Apparently, he's had that. Joe Davis said a number of times during the course of the year and hasn't slowed him down at all. So I think Shohei is due. I think Shohei has the big hit tonight that gives the Dodgers the win. I will go. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be Dodgers 8, Yankees 5.
Dodgers 8. Hey, so
you guys all think the Dodgers are going up 3-0?
Yes.
So, wow.
Do you really think I would come on the radio and script out a game where the Dodgers don't win? Have I ever done that in my entire life, in my entire career?
But I'm surprised you guys think it's going to be a sweep.
No, I did not a sweep. I actually think it's still going 6.
I adjusted from 6
You
to
think,
5.
Greg, you think it's going 6 even if the Dodgers go up 3-0?
So
you think they're going to lose the next 2?
I think there's two things can be true at once. I think
no, you can only pick one team to win. Vic the Brick.
I'm not going to pick against the Dodgers ever. I'm going to pick I'm going to pick the Dodgers every single time. I do think if I'm going by just like my actual gut thought, I'm with you, John. I think the Yankees win tonight.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to predict
I'm not going to go on the air and make that prediction.
I'm predicting the Dodgers to win, but I think you're right with me.
Yeah. By the way, I do think if you go back to Game 1, I thought this was interesting. When we did the simulcast with Michael Kay in New York and ESPN New York, Michael Kay's prediction was that Tim Hill would play a very important role in the series. When they got to the critical moment in Game 1, to face Freddie Freeman, instead of going Tim Hill, they went Nestor Cortez, and Freeman went yard on him. It's interesting that he made that decision. Boone says he would make it again.
Yeah, apparently Michael Kay and those guys killed him for doing that.
And should have. And should have. I mean, that's why they had Tim Hill lined up. Nobody knows why he went to Nestor Cortez in that situation. By the way, at the same time, I do think, and I was texting Bergman during Game 1, the Flaherty game, there was a point at which we were going to hit the lineup for the 3rd time through, and I said, I don't like Flaherty in this situation. I would rather not see anybody, any starting pitcher, face those guys for a 3rd time.
So you didn't want to see Yamamoto go see them a 3rd time in game 2?
I would have been wrong on that one. I would have been right on the Flaherty because he gave up the home run.
The Flaherty one, I actually don't blame Flaherty that much. I don't even blame.
I don't
blame Dave Roberts for that at all because Flaherty had him 3-2. It was actually a pretty good pitch. It wasn't over the plate. It was a pitch that Stanton had to go get, and he got it.
But here's the thing: we're talking about
Off the
relievers
plate.
like Blake Trinan facing that heart of the order twice, and we don't want to see it a third time. Why do we want to see Walker Buehler or Yamamoto or Flaherty for a third time against those same guys? Law of exposure. Flaherty gets the slugging percentage against Flaherty third time through the lineup is big.
Yeah, it goes up. We talk so much about how the analytics work for Dave Robertson. He only goes by the analytics, and we want him to go by his gut, and we want to see what his gut looks like in these playoffs. And every single time it seems like he has been going with his gut, and it's all been right. So I'm not going to go against him at this point. He's going to actually watch how the pitcher is throwing. Blake Snell, in 2020, they pulled him out when he was destroying the Dodgers, and that's when it all changed.
Right.
So they left. I like that he left him in because they trusted Flaherty. I like that he left in Yamamoto because he trusted him. Those are the things I like seeing Dave do, using his gut more than using the analytics.
That's interesting. It is definitely gut. And I would say Dave has, now this is my impression, John. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think Dave has had greater control in this World Series and in this postseason run than he's ever had. I get the sense Dave's doing a lot of this. There's certainly a script that Friedman and those guys lay out, but then I think Dave is doing the business during the actual games.
I think he's having his best month as Laker manager.
As Dodger manager, yeah.
Thank you.
I know where your mind is. Yeah, Lakers manager.
This is like how me and Mason are picking the Dodgers to win, even though we don't think that's actually going to happen. Like you pick the Lakers to win, even if you don't think it's going to happen.
You don't ever pick the Lakers to lose. You don't have
Wait a minute.
Well,
the Lakers haven't lost. They're undefeated.
Right, but my point is you would
I'm
never...
3-0.
Yeah, you would never actually create a script where the Lakers lose a game.
Of course not. But I can do it for the Dodgers because they're on KLAC.
Right, exactly.
We can do it for both, but we're big
Dodgers
time Dodger
don't own
fans.
us.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think the other thing is Aaron Judge has been an enormous black hole for the Yankees in this postseason, and especially in this series. He's 1 for 9 with 6 strikeouts so far. And by the
He
way,
has 19 strikeouts on the postseason.
Yeah, the Yankees are 2 of 11 with runners in scoring position. That's the other number that actually tells you exactly how this series is going.
So what do you think happens with Garrett Cole? Do you think he pitches Game 4 no matter what, or will it depend on tonight?
Well, if they lose, maybe not.
Well,
but
wait a minute.
win,
No, if they lose, you say yes. Don't you
have to.
Well,
then you want your best pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, or else
why
you
save him?
You just say not our year. And
my God!
No way!
What are you waving
Sit
the white
LeBron,
flag?
You're down 3-0.
Well,
you can't do that. You can't You can't wave the white flag and say
how
it's
many
not our year.
times has a team come back from 0-3 in the World Series to win?
20 years ago, the Yankees got it done to them.
That was in the ALCS.
So
I'm talking about the World Series.
Not in the World Series, but it is totally possible. But no, I still throw Garrett Cole if I'm down 3-0.
Yeah, 100%. But so you would only pitch him if you win tonight, John?
I think that it depends how the game goes, actually. These first 2 games have been close. I mean, the Yankees got to feel like they could have won either one of those. If the Dodgers blow them out tonight, then I wonder, do you pitch Garrett Cole on short rest or roll the dice with someone else and get Garrett Cole on full rest? Because you're going to need him eventually anyway.
Right. It's interesting. I don't know. To me, if you're down 0-3, it's all hands on deck.
Yeah, it's immediately to me.
Well, let's hope we have that problem.
Yes, that's the problem we want.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, coming up next for you want to do just a weird story? Let's
Sure,
do
why
just
not?
a weird story. Would you like to win your wife's weight in beer? That's the question. We'll answer it next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, time to talk about ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, it can take up to 2.5 months, 11 weeks on average, to hire for a new job. Nobody has 11 weeks. Right now, you can use ZipRecruiter for free at this website, ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Ian Siegel, the guy who invented ZipRecruiter, puts it this way. They don't leave anything to chance. They use powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers. 4 out of 5 who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. See why 3.8 million businesses have come to them for their hiring needs. Go to that website today. It's free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Still throwing it down.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to COSM.com. That's COSM.com.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
It's time to get ready, Los Angeles. Come to Dick's Sporting Goods to celebrate and get ready with new Dodgers championship gear. Shop our huge selection of Dodgers tees, hats, and hoodies for the whole family, and make sure everyone is ready for the final series. Select stores will be open late and early next day following a series clinch. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods now for the best selection, or shop online at Dicks.com. Every championship season starts at Dick's.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
In case you're just tuning in, everybody in LA won this weekend. Thank you. Starting on Thursday.
No losers allowed.
Rams beat the Vikings. Kings beat the Sharks. Dodgers beat the Yankees in World Series Game 1. Lakers beat the Suns. USC beats Rutgers. Dodgers beat the Yankees in World Series Game 2. Lakers beat the Kings. Clippers beat the Nuggets. LA Kings beat Utah. Galaxy beats the Rapids. USC beats Gonzaga in men's basketball. Chargers beat the Saints. Clippers beat the Warriors. And LAFC wins the first game of their series with Vancouver last night at BMO Stadium. There were no losers this weekend in LA. Even the losery teams won.
14-0.
Yeah, fantastic.
Even the losery team.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so tonight, Dodgers Yankees at Yankee Stadium. One of the things that I think is the most important tonight, because Yankees do get a good crowd rolling. Dodgers are 72 and actually no, now 73-16 when they score first. Scoring first would be huge tonight for them because you do suck the wind out of the stadium a little bit. And you minimize the crowd. So I think scoring first, scoring early is going to make a difference tonight for the Dodgers. One thing I wanted to throw out there, and then I'll ask you for your script. This is a new thing. I'm going to ask you for a script for tonight's Lakers-Suns game. John.
They win. I'm going to ruin it for
I'm
you.
going to guess. I'm going to guess they win. So the North American Wife Carrying Championships were held.
Really?
Yeah, last week in Maine at a ski resort. It is a 278-yard race during which contestants splash through water, leap over logs, and trudge through mud, all while carrying their partner like a sack of potatoes. The sport's origin is not known. The winner wins their wife's weight in beer. So what they do is they put your wife on a teeter-totter, because they don't want to actually give her weight out. She doesn't get on a scale, that kind of stuff. So she gets on a teeter-totter. Then you put enough beer on the other end of the teeter-totter so it balances. That's how you know you won your wife's weight in beer. Now, how far could you get with Lisa on your back?
I don't know what she weighs. I don't know. I was once I announced a firefighter Olympics,
right?
And they had a similar bet where you had to carry somebody down from
Steps
the
and
third
stuff,
floor. Yeah. I think we might do okay.
You know who would have a good advantage? Bergman.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jean is
little.
She's slight.
Yes.
Yeah,
she's
that's
slight.
true.
If she's
or
100
Trudell,
pounds,
Annie Trudell is not a big girl, so Trudell would do well in this
not a
too.
big girl. Not a big, what about carrying Allison?
Maybe if I was motivated with something else besides the beer,
No beer?
No beer, but if it was the weight in marijuana, then maybe, I'd be motivated to,
Your
I can do it.
girlfriend's weight
That's
in
the
weed.
Humboldt challenge.
Right, exactly. Come on, Al.
I could not get anywhere because Juan is quite a bit taller than me.
There you go.
No chance.
It's a non-starter with you.
No chance in carrying him. All right, so Ireland, Lakers in Phoenix tonight. I'm guessing you're going to pick the Lakers to win. What do we expect tonight?
I'm not 100% sure this is accurate, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway.
Okay, good.
This was the scene of Dalton Connect's greatest Laker moment. This arena a week ago Thursday. So about 10 days ago, when Dalton Connect scored 20 straight points in the fourth quarter and overtime. I think big game out of Dalton Connect, maybe his NBA career high tonight against the Suns. AD continues to roll. Lakers 112, Phoenix 108.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it.
4-0.
That makes me start Dalton Connect in my fantasy league.
There you go.
I grabbed him late. I feel
Scotty
really
Barnes
good about
has
it.
been doing well, too, for you.
Scotty Barnes has been killing it. Yeah, I've got a pretty good team. I'm killing Jovan Buha, I'll tell you that. That's the one guy I want to beat is Buha in this league.
Why? He's a nice guy.
I know, but he's
you just like saying Buha.
He's like the guy. I want to beat Buha. That's the
Why is
slogan.
he the guy when you have Mike Trudell?
Why is he
and
more
Brian
important than
Kamenetsky
Trudell or
and Kevin
Sedano?
Ding?
Because Buha's the guy where I was like, Jovan Buha. Remember, he's on Lakers Talk all the time. He is.
Is he now with Andy
Oh,
Kamenetsky?
maybe not anymore. Right.
It is a 2-hour show.
Slee is still talking to Buha somewhere.
He is.
Slee came to the
at
game
8
the
o'clock
other
in the
night.
morning.
Was he?
Yeah, he was there. Whatever the last game we won, we've won them all.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
You know.
Yeah,
the Lakers
won
are
them all.
undefeated.
Undefeated.
But yeah, Slee was there on Sunday. He says he's doing good.
Yeah, good.
So, John, it's with these games. It seems like last year, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like they would get a lead and they would blow it in the fourth quarter, and then now they seem like they're coming from behind in the fourth quarter. Is that something that
All 3 games?
Yeah. So is that a big part of what's happening here?
You can't
finishing
turn
better?
them off. Well, and J.J. Redick is super attentive to detail. Like, the rotations are tighter. You're not – like, I remember last year watching Darvin, and I like Darvin, but, I mean, I was like really? You're going to play Cam Reddish instead of Austin Reeves?
There were weird rotations. And clearly Darvin was a huge fan of Torian Prince.
Right, and Torian would play ahead of D'Lo, ahead of Rui. And this lineup, this starting lineup with Austin and D'Lo and Rui and AD and LeBron was 23-10 last year.
Right.
And now they're 3-0.
So, question. Vanderbilt, what's the status?
I rode up with him in an elevator today.
Yeah? Seems like he's going to play soon?
He wants to play right now. But he had surgery on both feet.
Oh, yeah.
So they're in no hurry. What they don't want is to play him too early and not have him available at the end of the year. So picture him as having a huge use with caution tape around the outside.
But
of him.
he doesn't have a boot on each foot, does he?
Nope. No, it looks good.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when I saw him, he was going to the gym.
Because he's such a defensive force.
Yeah, he'd be perfect.
He'd be great. All right, so a lot going on tonight. Obviously, Game 3 of the World Series, Lakers at Suns. We've got it all for you, either on the ESPN app or here on the radio. We're going to do some Game of Games coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Every thrill of the Lake Show happens here.
Down low, Anthony Davis jumps the pass. Picked up by Reeves. Reeves into the front court. Reeves to LeBron. Slam dunk.
710 ESPN.
How do you like them apples?
Hey everyone, this is Ramona Shelburne. Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles isn't just a local favorite? They're ranked one of the best pediatric hospitals in the country by U.S. News and World Report. With nearly 15,000 surgeries a year, they handle more complex procedures than any other hospital in Southern California. That's major league expertise right in our backyard. When it comes to your child's health, CHLA is playing in a league of their own.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar & Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino. Located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end October 31st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2. At T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
24 monthly bill credits eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
In 2021, LSU finished with a disappointing 6-7 record. Luckily for them, a new head coach in Chip Kelly and a quarterback from Arizona State, Jaden Daniels, arrived in Baton Rouge. They lead LSU to the 2022 SEC Championship game and defeated Purdue in the Citrus Bowl to finish 10-4. Kelly and Daniels made that 2021 season like it never even happened.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. Ireland is in Phoenix, and Linz is in studio to play with us. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
There you go.
Lindsay, I'm going to Cleveland tomorrow.
I know you are.
Very
fantastic.
Where do you go? We're going out to dinner.
I don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out. How about this?
Go to Barrio.
Okay, Lindsay, there are only 3 undefeated teams in the NBA left. Celtics, Lakers, Cavs.
Cleveland, this is for you.
There you go. What's that?
Because Oklahoma City's the undefeated also, aren't they?
Oh, did they? They may be 2. Yeah. Okay, so maybe 4.
Cavs look good. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, the Dodgers and Yankees back at it for Game 3 of the World Series. This time from New York.
Yep.
So this is a game of World Series trivia. Here we go. If you take all of the players on both teams, this guy hit the most 110-mile-per-hour home runs in baseball this season with 29. Is it A, Aaron Judge, B, Shohei Ohtani, C, Giancarlo Stanton? Brian, Judge, Ohtani, or Stanton?
I will take Stanton.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah, I'm with Stanton also.
Mace.
I'm going Ohtani.
Lindsay.
I want to say Mike Stanton, but I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say Judge.
Steve Mason is your leader. It's Shohei Ohtani with 29. Judge had 28.
Remember when he changed his name?
naked. There we go.
How many did Giancarlo have?
13, I think.
I'm calling him
that was
Mike
it?
again, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to calling him Mike.
Number 2.
I agree.
Number 2. In the first World Series ever, the Boston Pilgrims beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-3. It was best of 9 back then. How many total triples were hit in that World Series over the 8 games? A, 5, B, 15, C, 25. Greg, 5, 15, or 25?
Felt like those ballparks were a lot bigger back then. I'm going to go with 25.
Okay, Mace.
I know this one. It's 15.
All right, Lindsay.
I know this one, too. It's 15.
Brian.
I'll take 25.
25 is the right answer.
How did
Back
he hit
then,
25 triples? There was no
crowds. Okay, right. Back then, crowds stood in the outfield, and if a hit rolled into the crowd, it was considered a triple. So they had 25 of them. All right, number 3. Mace, this one coming to you.
Okay.
True or false? The Dodgers were the only team in baseball to win 2 World Series in the 1980s. 1980s, Dodgers the only team to win 2. So start in 80, go all the way to 89. Were the Dodgers the only team in baseball to win 2 World Series in the 80s? True or false?
I'm going to say true.
Okay. Lindsay.
False.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'll take false.
Greg.
Yeah, I'm going false also.
The answer is true.
Oh, wow.
Yankees in 81, A's in 88. No other team won 2. Every other year was like the Cardinals, the Royals, the A's, different teams.
Excellent.
All right, so Mace is up 2-1. Okay, Lindsay, this one coming to you. Of the current 30 Major League teams, how many have never won a World Series? A5, B10, C15. Lindsay, 5, 10, or 15 have never
5.
won a World Series. You're going 5. Brian.
I'll also go 5.
Greg.
Yeah, it's got to be 5.
Mace.
And I'm on 5.
5 is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Here are the 5. Colorado, San Diego, Milwaukee, Tampa, and Seattle. Okay, those are the 5. All right, another one. Brian, back to you. True or false? Even though all 5 of those teams have never won a World Series, all 5 have appeared in a World Series at least once. True or false, Brian?
I'm going to go false.
Okay, Greg.
I'm going to go false also.
Mace.
I'm with the crowd. False.
Lindsay.
True.
It's false. There's only one team that's never
Seattle.
been there. It's Seattle.
Yeah.
Colorado, San Diego, Milwaukee, and Tampa have all been. Seattle hasn't been. All right, so right now it's Mason 4, Greg and Brian 3, and Lindsay 1. All right, next one. This one going to you, Greg.
Okay.
The Yankees have won the most World Series with 27. Which team is second on that list? A, Dodgers, B, Cardinals, C, A's. Dodgers, Cardinals, or A's? Greg.
Let's go Cardinals.
Mace.
A's.
Lindsay.
Dodgers.
Brian.
I'm also going A's.
No, it's Cardinals.
It's Cardinals.
It
They
is.
have 11. You knew
Fooled
that
you.
one, Greg.
I did know
Greg
that one.
knew.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
did
so
know that
Greg 4, Mace 4,
They had
Brian
11.
3, Lindsay 1. Here we go. Mace, this one to you.
Okay.
How many of the current Yankee players have played in the World Series before this one? All right, so current Yankees,
Yep.
how many have played in the World Series before this one? A3, B4, C5. 3, 4, or 5? Mace.
I'm going to go 4.
You're going 4. Lindsay.
3.
Brian.
Give me 5.
Greg.
Let's go 4.
Lindsay gets this one. The
Hey.
answer is 3. It's Garrett Cole,
Saw that in the game notes.
Juan Soto, and Anthony Rizzo. Those are the 3. Okay. Next one. We'll go back to the leaders. So
what's the score?
Greg, you and Mace have 4. Brian has 3. Lindsay has 2. Let me see how many are left. 1, 2, 3, and a tiebreaker. All right.
Greg, are you
Mace-
using your computer to Google these ansers?
No, I
Yes,
am not.
Greg. Stop Googling.
No, he's probably setting the schedule for the week.
Probably, but no, I'm putting that Ireland has 9, Brian has 4,
Right.
Okay, got
Bergman
it.
has
Mace?
3.
Got it.
True or false?
Yep.
Aaron Boone, the Yankee manager, is the third generation of his family to appear in the World Series. His grandfather and his dad played in it before he did. True or false?
False.
Greg.
False.
Lindsay.
False.
Brian.
Let's go true.
You're glad you did, Brian. It's true. His grandfather, Ray, played in the 1948 World Series for the then
Ray
Cleveland
Boone.
Indians,
I do
and his
remember
father,
that now.
Bob,
Oh, yeah, I remember Ray.
Pepe
played
told
in
me
the
about it.
1980 World Series for the Phillies.
I think that was
Right.
in Pepe's Potpourri of Lies.
It was
Ray
either
Boone.
Pepe or Michael.
Yeah.
They both
Fuck
were.
So Brian, Greg, and Mace are all tied at 4. Lindsay has 2. Lindsay, you got to go opposite of these guys. All right, here we go. Brian, you're going first. This current Yankees player grew up in New Jersey and attended the parade when the Yankees won the series in 2009. Is it A, Anthony Volpe, B, Nestor Cortez, C, Austin Wells? Volpe, Cortez, or Wells? Brian.
I'll take Volpe.
Greg.
Let's go Volpe.
Mace.
I'm with the crowd. Volpe.
Lindsay.
I was
you gotta
going
go
to say
different.
that because I thought I saw that in the game notes.
I think I did too.
But I'm going to say whoever the third person was.
Wells.
Austin Wells.
Austin Wells.
Sorry, Lynn, you're out.
Boo.
It is Volpe.
Yeah, I think
and
I heard
it's a
that mentioned during the
three-way
game.
tie
Yeah.
at
Sorry,
You're
the
out
top.
of, you're done.
Lynn's is
She's
storming out of
storming
here.
out.
She's going to write some radio Tinder right now. She's
Okay.
done.
This one will be decided 3-way tie at the top with a true or false question.
Oh, okay.
And if
All
there's
right.
still a tie, I have a tiebreaker.
Got it.
Here we go. True or false, Greg, coming to you. When Freddie Freeman hit a grand slam and a triple in Game 1, he became the first player ever to do that in a Major League Baseball postseason game, to have a triple and a grand slam. Greg, true or false?
I'm going to go with false.
All right. Brian.
I'll take true.
Mace.
I'll take false.
It is.
It's false.
Yeah.
Kaz Matsui
Oh.
in 07 in the National League DS and Cleveland's Elmer Smith in 1920 World Series Game 5. Brian, you are out.
Can I just tell you, Bergman is the worst actor in the world. He knew the
I
answer,
know the
and he
answer.
could not help but smile a little
I
bit.
knew
So
the
I
answer.
knew that was going to be the
I
right
should
you
have
go.
answer.
looked at him. I wasn't looking.
You weren't looking at me. I was
Greg
like,
and
it away.
Mace, write down a number here.
Okay,
All right?
I don't have a pen, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
write
Brian,
it down. You can just blurt it
Yeah,
out.
that's
All right.
fine.
If you add up the current payrolls of the Yankees and the Dodgers, what total amount do you get? Current payrolls of the Yankees and the Dodgers, what total amount do you get, Mace?
I'll go first because he's writing it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wrote something down?
Yep.
I'm going to go with $3.1 billion.
Mace.
What?
I'm going to go
million.
530 million.
I'm going to say 440 just for the why not? Since I'm here.
Okay, hi, Sedano. Mason's very close. Greg, you're an idiot.
I was thinking.
You were thinking
I was
billion?
way up. Yeah, I know.
Team
The
valuation?
Yankees. The
That's
Yankees.
probably like
that was a Laura guess.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was
the
Laura
team
I don't
is
know.
worth.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to go
the
into a
Yankee
radio Michael
payroll-
fan like 8 or 9.
The Yankee payroll is $306 million. The Dodger payroll is $249.8. The answer is $555.8 million. Mace, you almost
Right on
got
top
both
of it.
showcases.
Yeah.
$530 million was very close.
Nice.
And is that not Steve Mason's first
That's
win?
worth
That
two.
is, and it's worth 2. I was thinking about Shohei Ohtani's like $700 million for Ohtani.
Oh, yeah, right.
I started going over to the billions in
Yeah,
that way.
325 million for.
Were you thinking like the total contracts?
Yeah, I went to total
Oh.
contracts.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Well done by me. Congratulations.
Mace.
I'm patting
Congrats
myself on the
to
back.
me.
That is the first time I've won this month.
I'm
think.
pretty sure Ireland has this locked up.
Does he have it locked up?
So wait, how many days are left?
He's not even here this week,
3.
and he's got it
There's
locked up.
3 days. If Brian wins all 3, that would be 6, 8, 10. That's the only way to win.
That's the only way to win.
Brian's
Brian,
on
you're the
the
only
clock.
one that can
your
deprive
faith
him
in
of
me.
another
Only
victory.
hope.
I can
Brian.
tie you. I can tie you.
Okay.
Okay.
But you got to, whoever, in order for Brian to beat me or you to tie me, you got to run the table.
Yep.
Let's
Good
go.
luck, Brian. We're all counting on you. Let's hit the super stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
There you go.
I did it.
Shadano is here. Cappy will be joining us. What's up,
He's
Shadano?
walking in. I'm good. How are you?
I just walked in this morning. I get to the station,
Yeah.
and normally we have our pre-show meeting in the conference room. That was
Right.
occupied.
Yeah.
Then we go to Studio B. I walk in.
Cappy's there.
There's Cappy doing the Cappy cast. Did I disturb you in any way? Because I bumped your backdrop thing, and
I didn't know who it was.
it was me.
Yeah, I didn't
I
know.
was going to make a guest appearance,
You
and then I
should
thought,
have.
no, I
Would've
better
loved
not.
to have had
Yeah, I'll stop in
On the
next time.
grid.
Yeah. So, where'd you watch game number 1, Shadano?
So game number
which was the
one,
Freddie Freeman walk-off grand slam.
Unbelievable.
I was
Friday night, George.
Friday night. I had just so get this. So we were at Stanford, and I was watching on my phone.
Yeah.
Because we got invited to the Stanford women's volleyball. They're like one of the best programs in the country.
Right.
So, and by the way, an incredible atmosphere for volleyball.
Is that right?
Stunning.
No,
Like,
that's
how
cool.
many people were there to watch volleyball?
Isn't that weird though? Like when you
awesome.
don't watch volleyball and you don't ever go to a volleyball game, and then you go to a big time college volleyball game.
Dude,
By
it
the
was
way,
intense.
High school also, like
Yeah.
high school girls volleyball.
It was packed.
Yeah.
Maples Pavilion was packed. So anyway, so I'm watching on my phone. We leave a little early because we saw they were going to beat the out of Cal.
Yeah.
So we leave early. Hotel's right down the street.
Okay.
So I'm listening. I'm listening on my AirPods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I switched to the radio call because I wanted to hear Boog.
Right.
So I
The Boogly
switched.
Boogler.
I switched to Boog, and I'm listening to it. And I'm walking in to the lobby of the hotel. TV is on.
Oh, yeah?
As it happens.
Oh.
Like, you could not have got... So I got to see it.
So your timing was perfect.
And then I heard Boog 30 seconds later
Right,
on the
exactly.
stream. Like, his call was amazing. So, yeah, I walked in just in time.
Yeah, the call, we played all... Yeah, everybody had seemingly a great call. Stephen Nelson did one good on... did one good. He did a good one.
Yeah.
He did one good.
He did one
on
good.
the local radio. I thought Boog was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I thought Joe Davis rose to the moment. We played the Japanese call, which is spectacular. I
Yeah.
mean, it was the greatest And I've been to so many baseball games in my life, going back to my days in the minor leagues. Never have I witnessed a baseball moment like that.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it was the first ever
walk-off grand slam.
Isn't that amazing? Like the number of times you say it was the first ever blank.
Right.
You know?
In a sport that's,
right.
1903.
So old.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's funny about the Freddie Freeman home run because I think I mentioned something on Twitter. I was like, Freddie, like something like that, you know? And right away, I get destroyed by Padre fans.
Whoa, right? How dare you?
Right. You sell out. You sell out, mother
LA
effer.
Cappy.
Right. So then when Ohtani got hurt in game 2, I wrote, uh-oh.
Right.
Because that's an uh-oh moment.
It is an uh-oh moment.
You know?
Yeah.
And right away, Dodger fans hit me up with, oh, really? When are the Padres playing their next game?
Yeah.
Why is it that everybody takes everything so out of
this
context?
time of year, everybody's on edge.
Everybody's
man.
emotional.
Yeah.
It's
a bad. You shouldn't be. Here's the thing. Just don't tweet during
Yeah,
the game.
you should not tweet.
Tweet after the game.
It's what's funny about it is you're right about this time of year. It's not just the sports world.
Yeah.
It's the political world.
Everybody.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
Everybody's so on edge about everything
Are
that
they?
you say. Oh, I think so.
About the series.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
everything. So, listen, here's the thing about sports and everybody's, fandom is everybody does it differently. Everybody does it their own way, but everybody thinks that there's only one way to do it, Like, so for me, for example, I was rooting for the Padres to win. The Dodgers won the series.
Right.
Now, the people who are rooting for the Padres, they're generally rooting against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And I don't really quite understand that because for me, I'm actually rooting for the Dodgers to win now.
Right.
And is that some sort of sports
Wouldn't you
fan
want to
blasphemy?
Wouldn't you want to be beaten by the team that eventually won the championship?
Well, that is the first part of it. And the second part of it is this is the West Coast. This is the NL West Division. This is your rival team. And I understand when you have a rival, you're supposed to hate that rival.
Right.
But they knocked you out.
So it's funny. The first sport, Cappy, Mason, John, that kind of adopted that model is college football.
Right.
The SEC coined that thing.
Oh, sure.
Where it was like, if Alabama won, even though Georgia would have lost them, they're like, yeah, SEC. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Take them for the conference.
Right. So to your point, like, why isn't the National League fans say, I want the Dodgers to win?
West. Well, nobody
go
does that.
Go the National League.
Oh,
dude.
go National League.
You want the National League over the American
Think
League.
about it in football.
And the Yankees are not like some darling.
No.
Right.
But if
Right.
if this were an NFL situation, right? And let's say if ever there was a time where the Raiders could actually get it together, let's say the Raiders were playing the Chiefs hypothetically in the AFC Championship game, right?
Okay, this is a big hypothetical.
It's
Big
a huge
leap.
hypothetical,
big leap.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs are playing the Raiders in the AFC Championship game, and the Chiefs win the game.
Yep.
And the Chiefs go on to represent the AFC, and in this case, the AFC West.
Right.
Like, for me, if I were a Raider fan, I'd be like, okay, well, they knocked us out. Now I'd like to see them go win.
Right, because I want to lose to the champ.
Right.
Right.
So it blows my mind how when I said, uh-oh, about Ohtani.
People went nuts.
That's just a natural
Yeah.
reaction.
I
isn't
learned
it?
that years ago. Just don't,
Right.
people are going to get mad at you one way or another.
Uh-oh,
So just
that's a problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
it
this
is a
is-
problem.
Oh, it's scary.
But he's going to play.
No,
So.
he's going to play.
So
But I
there's that.
really do wonder, what he is.
By the way, John, I
know?
want to thank you, though, for reminding me it was Friday because I am, like you, in the midst of the schedule where I
Right,
don't know
you
where
don't
I'm
know
going
what
to be on
day
a
you
given
are
day.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like today I'm here. I'm flying to Indy tomorrow. I'm doing the show from there. Wednesday, I've got Celtics Pacers. Thursday, I'm flying to New York to do the Halloween show, Around the Horn Halloween show. I'll be Chris Russo. And then Thursday night, 10:30, flying to Raleigh-Durham to do an NC State Stanford game.
Wow.
So thank you, because
That's out
I
of
don't know
control.
where I'm at on a daily basis.
I'm right there with you, my friend.
Mace,
I
where
don't
are
know
you?
tonight.
I am.
Oh, John, let me ask you this. Do you ever forget which hotel room number you're in because you've been in so many hotels?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, George, I'm now in the habit of taking a picture of my hotel
good
room
idea.
door.
Gosh.
That's a smart
it
idea.
happens all the time to me. I'm like, what number am I in?
That's so
Right,
funny you say
right.
that because on Tuesday night of last week, I was at the East Central.
Yeah.
And I was in room, 714.
The Cappy Suite?
Right.
Yeah,
And the next day, I was in Kona, Hawaii, and I get the key, and I go to the room, and I go to room 518 because I'm sure that I'm in room 518 because the night before I was at the East Central and I was in 718 and I'm standing there and the thing doesn't work, the door doesn't work. I got to pee so bad. So now I'm pissed.
Right.
I'm pissed. And I go storming downstairs. I'm like, my key doesn't work. And they're like, really? It doesn't work? What's the problem? I'm like, I don't know. I went to 518. It doesn't work. Like, oh, you're in room 514, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dumbass. Because, John, that's a brilliant idea. Take a picture of the room number.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Like a parking spot.
Yeah, the only places I am are at the game,
right?
Which I got to go to games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
At the station, obviously.
Yeah. What about your watering hole?
My watering hole, which is Neil Everett's place down the hill.
Yeah.
What happened in game 2? Was game 2 the credential game?
No, I had credentials for both games.
Oh, you did? Because I saw you with Alex Michelson.
That was game 2.
He was credentialized.
Yes.
Yeah, we
So
were
I didn't know.
credentialized
I
in
know.
the Ox box.
But what
as they
about
call it.
game 1? Because you seem to be hanging out in the
Okay,
left
so
field.
here's what happened. So I'm in the auxiliary press box.
And that's basically in the stands.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's in the front row. And everybody in front of me was a P1. They all listened to the station and knew right away. So we were BSing through the entire game. And then I ended up going down to the row and watching the rest of the game because
Nice.
I'm with all these stuffy media people.
Yeah. Right. And
So-
you want to be there with like real people.
So Sean, Ronald, and Felix, shouts out to you. I had
Yeah.
a really good time watching the game with you
The
guys.
kitty cat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Felix.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was just a spectacular weekend. And
So, Sedano-
everybody won.
Yeah, Sedano and Cap. I think Yankees win tonight. Mason thinks Dodgers win tonight. What do you guys think?
I mean, Walker Buehler looked really good the last time out, but because he has been so up and down, I feel like tonight's a down day. And I
Okay.
feel like Yankees get back into it. By the way, the Yankees are Ice Cube was awesome
Oh,
the
my
other
God.
day.
He was
played that
incredible.
earlier. He was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
They're combating that with Fat Joe.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Jay-Z. Jay-Z would have been the play.
Right, would have been
Joe.
the play, but I guess Jay-Z's not available.
Oh.
Well, Fat Joe did their intro for Fox Sports not the other
Did
night.
he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was thinking they were going to roll out Jay-Z and Alicia Keys and
Right,
do
do
New
New
York.
York.
Well, they
Right.
should have. I mean, if you bring out Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, you've just one-upped the Dodgers.
Right.
You know?
So then who do you got to go with there if you're the Dodgers? Do you go just like Kendrick Lamar, go more
no.
current?
To
Well,
me,
not
Snoop
like
Dogg?
I'd
not
still
like
go
us
Snoop
plays.
and Dre.
Not like us plays a lot
Already.
during those Dodger games. Yeah.
But, John, did you see? I looked on social media when that was happening because I just was curious of the reaction. I would say majority people loved it. But just there's always these cranky people like, oh, baseball doesn't need this. No, that's exactly what baseball needs.
No, that is what baseball needs. In fact,
especially for the World Series.
Right, and
It's Hollywood and it's New York. Come on.
I also made the mistake of going, wow, Ice Cube, that was awesome. Of which at that point I started to get beaten over the head.
Because?
With you sell out. How dare you like Ice Cube?
Oh, San Diego.
I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you
Right,
people?
right.
Like, can't you?
Cappy, social media is the absolute worst invention in the history
Do
of
you
the
go
world.
back
But
at
you know
people?
what, John? Also
Not
the
really.
greatest invention at simultaneously.
Yeah, it can
Not
be.
really. Not really. Yesterday, somebody told me that I have to cut ties with an old friend of mine.
Okay.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Because
I know who you're talking about.
Who is it?
No, we can talk about it later off the air.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Don't bring it up there. I'm not in the mood for crap.
No, you don't.
I'm in a good
you don't
baseball
even
mood. I don't
understand
need.
this
I don't
one.
need inside crap.
By the way, I actually think the Dodgers are going to win tonight. I think Walker Buehler tonight brings an advantage to the pitching matchup, to the starting pitching matchup. And I, for some reason, feel really good about the amount of time he's had off. The rest, I mean, I always thought that he has that like postseason mentality.
Yeah.
But I was always concerned about his body and how strong he would be, et cetera, based on the kind of season he had. But I just feel like tonight, when you look at Clark Schmidt on the Yankee side versus Walker Buehler on the Dodger side,
Schmitty.
I kind of feel like it's advantage to the Dodgers.
You got to be Schmitty, right? If you're Clark Schmidt.
Yeah. Although I think my insurance agent is named Clark Schmidt.
Oh, really?
Clark Schmidt.
Maybe it's the same guy.
Not really a pitchery kind of, not a Major League
Clark
Baseball kind of.
Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt. The guy I love tonight, and I'm going to go way out on a limb here. He is the best paid Dodger.
Yep.
He is the guy who subluxated his shoulder the other night, which apparently he's done a number of times during this season and just bounces right back. It's pain tolerance. He's waited his entire life for this moment. Everything from the time he was a little kid, this was the focus, playing in the World Series. I think Shohei Ohtani is going to have a signature moment.
Well, I hope you're right, because the fact of the matter is that between Ohtani so far and Judge so far, I mean, neither of these guys have made like a positive impact per se with their bats, right? I mean, they have not had a heroic moment.
No.
And I got to say, to me, I'm so impressed with Tommy Edman. I mean, look, yes, he was the MVP of the NLCS, But I was talking to a friend of mine this past weekend who kind of watched him grow up and play high school ball.
Yep.
I didn't realize that Tommy Edman, and I don't know how long he was there, but he left La Jolla Country Day, where his dad was the coach, just down in San Diego, and he went to Stanford. And they said that he may have had like the highest grade point average for any athlete in the history of Stanford sports.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was not only a great player, but he was also like a super brilliant guy.
Nice.
And to think about what they did with Tommy Edman to get him when he was damaged goods.
Yep.
To bring him in to
He's rehabbing in the minors.
Right. To get him rehabbed to where he can actually play. To have him be a utility guy and play, really up the middle, whether it was short or center field, and then for his bat to come alive,
he's just
amazing.
a ball player.
Well,
he's a ball player.
So someone in our community ripped you during the last series about saying that you had no idea who he even was when he got here, and you were praising him now. And when he legit got here, you were like, "Who is he? Who is Tommy Edman?"
Tommy Edman was on my fantasy team 3 years ago.
Take that, person.
Hey.
Are you kidding
You
me?
mean social media was being negative? I'm shocked.
Wait a minute.
Shocked.
Don't sneak anybody from the National League by me because I play National League fantasy baseball and I crush
I need to find this.
Find that guy
name,
because
this
that
name
guy
of
is
this
a
person.
loser.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying stuff at this point. But no, Tommy Edman, if you think about the trade deadline, nobody had a better trade deadline than Andrew Friedman. Flaherty, Kopech, and Edman have been unbelievable, and nobody was impressed with what he did the trade deadline this year.
That's right. Listen, you got to give him
He's
his credit.
smarter than everybody.
You got to give him his
I
credit.
say it all the time. Cappy makes fun of me when I say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this particular instance, Tommy Edman and Kopech also. I mean, these are unbelievable moves.
Yeah,
that have paid off brilliantly for
yes,
them.
Yes,
they really have. So, what's tonight's plan then, Mace? Because are you going to go to the gym?
I'm going to the gym right now. This will be my first full time at the gym in 16 days because of my back.
And have you gained any weight since you went away?
I have not. Although I ate like an 8th grader this weekend. I had pancakes. I had helmet
ice cream
nachos.
last night.
I had ice cream.
I had a sundae last night.
I did not have a good eating
ultimate
weekend.
guilt last night, right?
Yeah.
I landed at LAX at like 12 because my flight was delayed by about 3 hours. By the way, the Uber app at LAX, it's very difficult. Have you ever taken an Uber from LAX?
Yes, I have.
If
you get Uber Black,
it comes right to the
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cappy's not paying for Uber Black.
True, Lindsay. That's exactly
You
right.
don't have to take that shuttle ride to that parking lot if you do
You're
Uber
so
Black.
right. I'm not going to take an Uber Black. Now, if Rachel were with me, she would order an Uber Black. Okay, I don't take an Uber Black. I take an Uber, whatever the cheapest is.
Right.
So last night I get out of LAX and I'm like, where am I going? And I look and I was like, ride share. So I get to like the orange pole.
Right.
I'm like, this doesn't say Uber or anything. So then I look on the app. It gives you directions. Hey, pull out of the airport, turn left, get to the green thing. I get to the green thing. They pack you on a bus.
Yeah.
Like until you are literally nose to nose with somebody. But then when you're using the Uber app, it's like Terminal 5, Terminal 4. I'm like, no, but where's the LAX it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
right.
Couldn't find
Just
it.
walk.
No, you don't walk.
No, you
I
gotta
always
take
walk.
that-
I never take the shuttle. Walk.
Don't
like,
even know you can
you
walk.
could do both.
Had no idea you could walk.
You could do either.
I usually fly United, and it's right there.
Because
Had no
I
idea.
can tell you at my home away from home, you can just go through each terminal
That's
and
true.
then
I
get to the other side.
literally did not know that you could walk it. I would have walked it gladly.
so much
no
faster.
problem.
Yeah.
I would have
It
easily
is
walked
faster.
it. But man, the Uber app just makes it tough. Anyway, so I had a guilty 2 a.m. food in the middle of the night.
right.
I had
It
to order
happens.
some. By the way, I ordered a $21 sandwich last night.
$21.
What the hell does that do for
it
you?
didn't do anything. With all the tip and the tax and the fees, $34 sandwich
Oh, my God.
at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
$34.
You know what, Ireland? I cannot wait to hear the rest of his story. How about you?
Oh, what are you gonna?
I gotta go.
You gonna get out of here now? Oh, where you guys going? Where you going?